I also got into like VTubers and Hololive, which has been extremely fun for me.
Got into is a very
okay.
understatement.
I'm
Sucked
cripplingly
into the vortex.
cripplingly addicted to VTubers.
Like you get into a book.
Yeah. So
he's gonna start sipping away his life savings. It's bad, guys. Hey everybody, it's Shitposting with the lads here. I know it's been a solid minute. That is entirely my fault. I've been away. Hope you guys had a nice break. If you guys had a break, hopefully you guys were able to take a break. But we're back now. It's episode 14. I am your host, Skylar. As always, Michael and Tiger are by my side, virtually, if not physically. So, 2020, what a year, huh?
Wait, when's the last time we physically been in a room? It's got to be like graduation, right? We haven't met since graduation.
Yeah.
That's like almost 3 years now. It's kind of crazy.
We were supposed to meet up
more than 3 years, I think.
Before you came down to Vanderbilt, right? But then
that didn't happen. So
yeah, because
because
of Corona.
And you kind of just said I don't know if we mentioned my college before, but you definitely just did. So
well, I mean, I think
exposed hashtag exposed Tiger exposed. All right. But so I think what we're gonna do is do a bit of a year-end recap. I'm gonna take turns and then kind of just go over the year in hindsight and things that stuck out to us. Potentially in our personal lives, if you guys like want to do that, or like your high level goals and all that. But just to kind of summarize the year and put a pin in it, and your resolutions for moving forward. So Tiger, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so the year started pretty chill, actually. So, I mean, January, so I started the year, I was still in the military, so that kind of sucked. But, I was chilling, and then I was, like, getting ready to go to China. This was before coronavirus. I was going to China to like, use up some of my, like, vacation days, essentially, or holiday days, off days. And then, so yeah, we did that. I went to China early February, which is the same week that coronavirus first broke out in China. And it was like super scary at first, because it was like, whoa, what does this like mysterious new thing like do? There was like rumors that like if you get it, you can't have kids or something. Anyways, and then I think on the day the day before China went complete lockdown, I was like out like in like like karaoke's and shit. But anyways, that was dangerous. And then after that, it's just been quarantine just at home, in Singapore, right?
Yeah,
for like months.
Of course.
Wrapped the military in August. We talked about that in a previous episode. And then after that, I started school in September, blah, blah, blah. Now we're on break. So that's pretty much like the year in terms of like summary stuff. This year, also, all of my music that's public were released this year. So we got the EP back in February, and the single song. When was that? I don't even remember when that was came out. November or October? I don't remember.
November, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Honestly, so this song plus the song that I'm releasing next are all written like way earlier last year. So like honestly, I don't remember when they came out, because to me these songs were done for a pretty long time. Yeah.
No damn.
It's pretty good. Okay. I think overall I achieved my goals of this year. So like I successfully finished the military without like getting fucked or something. Started college, did fine there, released and made some songs. So yeah, overall pretty good. Despite despite a lot of people kind of having a bad year, for me I've mostly been fine, and like kind of like the lifestyle that I live, like quarantine doesn't really affect me. So yeah. Which is kind of fucked up, but
yeah.
No, I get it. Like, I was I talked to like an uncle or something, and he's like a software developer. And he basically worked from home, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm kind of introverted, so this kind of works out for me. You know, I don't have to go anywhere. I just order food delivery all the time."
Yeah,
You know,
I don't go out
hard out to people
anyways, so it doesn't
were
really change.
deeply affected. But
Right.
yeah. All right, Michael.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I'll say actually, instead of being a very negative year for most people, I think this year was like very positive for me. I think obviously quarantine and Corona sucks, and you know, for most people, it was definitely a terrible thing, and not that I wasn't affected, because the part that sucks is that I wasn't able to like actually attend college, like you know, like a lot of people out there, but because I had to, or now I'm like taking classes from home. I think that isn't like the same kind of college experience, which does suck. But on the positive side, I think this year I achieved like basically. I think I had kind of refocused my life a little bit. I did a lot of extra things that I've been saying I've wanted to do for a while, and you know, overall I achieved a lot of goals throughout the course of the year. So you know, I did really well in school this throughout this year, because I basically got like really good grades, despite not doing that well prior to this year. Like, well, not that well, but I was able to get significantly better grades throughout the course of this year. I was able to, you know, get back into some of these hobbies, or start some of these hobbies that like I've been saying that I should be doing for a while. So drawing, for example, I've been working on a lot, and then I was able to also make a game over the summer, which I think was uniquely possible because of the coronavirus and everything that happened with it in quarantine and stuff. And so that both myself and the two people I kind of dragged on to my team with me, being able to have that happen was, you know, huge for me. I think I'm really happy and grateful that happened. And then on YouTube, I hit 100 subs sometime this year, like pretty early in the year, which was like kind of a big deal, I guess, even though I don't really...
triple digits, dude.
Yeah. Although I don't really put that much work into my YouTube channel, it still feels good to know that people actually, you know, care about what I do. So that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, like, obviously, I think one of the big things that happened recently was that I also got into, like, VTubers and HoloLive, which has been extremely fun for me.
Got into is a very
yeah. Okay, I'm
got into the vortex.
Cripplingly addicted to VTubers.
Like you get into a book.
Yeah. So
he's gonna start simping away his life savings. It's bad, guys. Donate to our Patreon to enable Michael.
Yeah, I mean, and then some relatively good stuff happened recently, like getting job offers and stuff, I got a job offer, and actually
Pretty
like
coggers.
few like an interview with Amazon as well. So things are looking up in the future for me as well. So I think overall 2020, I was able to basically do everything that I didn't even set out to do, really, because I didn't really have any goals coming into 2020, but I was able to accomplish a lot of the like long-standing things that I said I was going to do. I guess kind of like goals, but like these things that I kept putting off and stuff. And so because of quarantine, I am kind of grateful for that. Obviously, stuff about coronavirus sucks, and it does for me too, but I mean, I'm probably in one of the best positions to like not really be affected much by it, so I feel pretty lucky for that. And that's about it for my year. Skylar, what would you like to say?
Damn, alright, so I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer and basically say that it was total shit for me, but I am kind of, in terms of like a goals type person, I'm a very glass half empty kind of guy. I definitely thought my year was pretty shitty, internally and kind of externally. Did coronavirus start in February? I thought it was like way back in December of like 2019 already. But
so December is when it was first like discovered and like studied in a lab, but the mass outbreak in China was February.
Okay, yeah, because I remember last December being like, I was following news about it, and I was
Dude,
like, this is gonna
holy
be
shit!
bad.
I still remember. Yeah, I was eating breakfast at the canteen, and I was like looking at Reddit. It was like new strain of like virus found. This was like in December, and then there was a meme on the thread, and it was like Spanish flu started in 1920 or something, and then
Oh my
it was just
God,
like
how
it
accurate
was a
they
meme,
were.
literally in the thread, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I guess it's fine, and then I just keep scrolling, and then 3 months later, fucking blows up in China, and then yeah.
I was always a little
It's
ahead of
crazy.
the curve because I was worried about it like way back when already, and then I remember my university
Really?
did a bit of a statement. Yeah, because we had graduate students coming back from the winter break in January, and we were a little nervous about that. And I remember I was nervous about it, and the university put out a statement being like, "Okay, they're fine," kind of thing. And then because one of my TAs for one of my classes went to Wuhan or something, and so we were like,
Oh, that's
"Sir,
that's questionable."
please," kind of thing. Exactly right. Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
sir, please, kind of thing. But he turned out to be fine. Except just the rest of the world wasn't, and yeah, and then like all the lockdown shit happened. I still got.
I wasn't
like,
that scared.
What's up?
Yeah. I was gonna say that I wasn't that scared because I remember it being described as this is very similar to like SARS and then like MERS and stuff, and I was like, okay, well that's of course that's like it kills people and stuff, but it's not like the kind of thing that you would imagine like take over the world, right?
Yeah.
Which it has, but so
Yeah, I was actually pretty scared of it because I don't know what resources and sites and info you guys follow, but the ones I was following, like they were showing videos of people just like dropping dead kind of thing, and I don't know how accurate that is because apparently, well, at least like alleged, I think like when the strain went through Europe, it like changed a little bit, and like the final strain that hit like the U.S. is different from the one that was in China. I don't know, like there's a lot of information out there, but that was what I heard. Because the original Chinese one was also like was really bad, and I also heard originally that I think like genetically or something it was supposed to like affect Asians worse. I don't think that's true anymore, like in hindsight with like all the data we have and everything, but those were the rumors way back when. So I was definitely nervous about it. Yeah, and then like everybody's semesters got cut short and everything. I actually got like the best grades I ever got in college that semester, and but mostly because the professors kind of gutted a lot of stuff. Like one of my classes, the professor's basically just like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna chop off like 3 labs, and then give everybody full credit, and like that usually never happens, right? So,
Yeah, I got really good grades because like
yeah,
they were pretty lenient about stuff.
yeah, they were super lenient about stuff. One of my classes, I think I told the story before, but like they just straight up canceled all the homeworks, and the professor was like, yeah, the TA who was supposed to grade them got the Rona, so you guys don't have any homework anymore. And I'm like, okay. So,
I guess it's funny, but it's also not funny because somebody got the coronavirus. But
he's fine though. I mean, I wouldn't say that like if he like actually ended up dying or whatever. But I heard later that this individual recovered and like is fine. No life threatening
It's fine,
stuff.
then.
But like that's just a funny situation to me. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and then I am rather, I would consider myself introverted by nature, so I wasn't too down about like classes moving online or whatever, but like certain activities that I like doing outside. It was more just the idea of the restriction of my freedom. I really didn't enjoy and didn't like. Even though like practically speaking, if there was no lockdown, I probably still wouldn't have gone out like that much more compared to like everything else. But and then shit started pivoting and happening so quickly, and then all of a sudden all the lockdown orders came in and everything. But in terms of like kind of pulling back from that macroscopic like world / society perspective on an individual level, I didn't really achieve much, I don't think. At least nothing sticks out to me from 2020 as like a huge achievement. Maybe this podcast, as one. I think we started
this
that.
podcast is not an achievement. Come on.
Let's see.
I mean, it's not
This
an
is
achievement, but I
summer.
think it's something that
It was just something that
happened this year
notable
that's
that
notable.
happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
nice. It's nice to have.
well, I mean that's why I said I didn't I didn't really feel like I quote unquote achieved anything that significant. And I didn't grow or change as much as I'd hoped, but at the same time, I feel like I didn't really set the criteria for that very well myself. So I only have myself to blame for that. I am still single. I was rejected 3 times this year. I'm gonna try and get that to like 20 this year. Myself out there a bit more. I'm still fat, which sucks, but I don't know. That's like
Okay.
a long
Why
time
why do you
type
want to
fix.
be why do you want to be dating so badly?
Is it so badly? I don't think it's super bad compared to like
I mean,
other
okay,
people.
I know you didn't say it because like in the Word doc, I can see it still says still single equals sad.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like you
I
wanna
kind of
be
get that
dating.
though, because like, well, okay, I don't know if Skylar's been dated before, but I'm pretty sure you haven't, right?
He's been dated.
He's been dated.
You haven't dated before. Sorry, I don't know what I said before. It's early. Okay, give me a break.
Okay, come on, just teasing.
um
Joke.
no, not really. Like I've gone out with girls and it's not like I don't have any contact with girls whatsoever.
Well, okay,
I
yeah,
haven't had
but
like a proper
I mean like
relationship. I
formal
don't think.
relate or like in a relationship or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
not
or,
not
like,
not
seeing
like
somebody
a
at
formal
least.
relationship kind of thing. No, I've never had that.
Yeah, so I haven't either, and like, I think like, well, okay, if this year wasn't online, then maybe I would be trying
Remember
harder to do
when I
something
gave
like
you
that.
shit for that in episode 1?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
we
now
had to
we're
talk
here
about this. I don't know if it was
14
episode 1, but
episode
definitely in
later.
the
It was
earlier
episode
episodes.
1. It was an episode 1. I remember.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
like
And 14 episodes later,
Michael's
we're
gonna
still
get
in the
Tinder
same
or something.
spot.
It was like Michael's gonna get Tinder.
Yeah, I
or
said
something? I
after
can't
I
remember.
said something
Yeah,
like after Corona ended, I would, and then I was like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, you know,
I mean, hasn't ended yet, so
Yeah.
I mean, you still right.
Yeah.
It's
Corona
fine.
never ends.
It's fine.
But
But I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm
it
just,
is what it is.
I don't know. I guess you do
I
what you want, but you know.
I don't know. It matters to me. I guess if you're asking me like why it matters to me is because to me it's like the one dimension in life where I've always consistently either had nothing or failed, and that's like a blot on my life/existence to me, right? Like if there's one area in your life where you're just always deficient, wouldn't that bother you? Potentially not. You know, maybe
it
the
depends
attitude
on what
should
it
be.
is. Like, it's only if you
It's not
care
what it
about
is,
that, right? So
I definitely do. So
for me, like, you know, I've never
Did you
been
like
good at
expect
athletics
to
either.
get? Did you accept them? Did you expect them to say yes and then they rejected you, or was it a different thing?
yeah, like I mean, like I didn't ask them out immediately. I just, I spent some time getting to know them, and because in my experience, waiting too long, and you get shut down, like that sucks, right? Because I liked the same girl basically throughout all of like middle and like halfway through high school-ish, and that was like 5+ years. That was actually before I met you guys even.
This is Avon.
And like, no, this is before. I've actually never really talked
okay.
about my time in Hong Kong, but let's go from Hong Kong.
Alright.
And like that never went anywhere, and I would always torture myself over like how much I invested in that relationship to basically have a return of zero. And
Well,
so
you,
like
you had a friend, right?
well, perhaps potentially controversial statement, but I don't like relationships that I feel like have no endpoint. Like it should be developing towards something. I think whether that like if the endpoint is going to be like you're going to be like closer friends or like whatever, like then so be it, right? But like I don't like just kind of meandering and being aimless in those types of situations.
Well, okay,
Some
I mean,
people,
does
some
that mean
people would
that-
say like go with the flow and all that, and you feel it out and everything, but I definitely don't. Like remember
Yeah,
Real
but-
Life, Michael, when he shit on like after transferring so many times, she just she's just like yeah, whatever. Like I'm just gonna kind of pull into myself. I related really strongly to that, and that has always echoed within me very, very, very heavily and very prominently. What are you
Wait,
gonna say?
sorry. What are you referring to?
Real Life, remember?
Real Life.
Real
You
Life.
shit on?
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, there was
I didn't hear that part. Okay.
this my single most impactful, or like the panel that sticks with me the most is the one that like of her backstory, where she's basically like going through all of her transfer experiences, that and it happens so much that like she started to just view relationships, and I don't mean like romantic relationships, I mean relationships in a broader context, just like relationships with people in general, in a much more like pro con like merit and like objective based manner, instead of the, I think what more people would say is the more traditional and natural way of like looking at it, where it's just like positive relationships just form kind of naturally, right? Like or like you would like them to be natural. And she started to just kind of like scientific them, and it impacted her ability to form those relationships in the first place, which is what I think at least part of what happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like I don't know. I guess this is like more of a diagnostic. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I think this is like kind of like an introvert extrovert thing, right? Like introvert extrovert ambivert thing, where like people who are more introverted will tend to view relationships as like you have to get something out of it, where people who are more extroverted will like, just be willing to talk to other people.
But like, what kind of
I
stuff
don't know
are
if
you
I'd
trying
agree
to
with
get
that.
out of it? I feel like
I don't know if I'd agree with that. I don't think being as scientific about it is exclusively a, not exclusive, but like even generally a introvert extroverted thing. I think that's just kind of like a almost like a psyche type thing. But I'm not qualified to talk about that. Check out healthygamer.gg for gamer psychiatrist facts. Shameless plug. All right.
why is that a shameless plug? It's not even your plug.
Well, I don't know. He makes good content. I like
He does
Dr.
make
K's
good
stuff.
content.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I probably like his stuff.
positive notes. 2021. Will it be better? Will it be 2020 Part 2? Which, I mean, kind of, sort of. Starting off the year strong with, I mean, well, actually,
I think
lesser Americans,
whether the year is good has nothing to do with the year. It has to do with like what you do.
I disagree, because that shit influences you, and it sets the general tone of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
I think, but at the end of the day, if you feel fulfilled about that specific year, it has to do with like what you did, not what the year was.
well, okay. I mean, yes and no. Like, because in the end, yes, it is about like what you accomplished throughout the year and stuff. But at the same time, like what you accomplish and like what you can do is also affected by the events of the year, right? Like
Yes.
Sure, but like let's just say like they canceled your internship, but like theoretically speaking, you could still get like an online internship. Like it's not as good, but if you make the best of your situation, you come out on top.
Yeah, but like, for example, like,
well, you can't help but compare it to what it would have been, right? Like in that
Right,
example,
but like
you
other
just be
people,
like,
because
well, I got a like just nerfed version of my internship. That sucks.
or I mean, because
but like,
a lot of companies are
everyone
scaling
else got a
down.
nerfed version as well.
Yeah,
Right.
but like
At the end of
just
the day.
because okay, but that's saying like you're comparing yourself to like how other people do on average or whatever. Because like, let's say like I think a lot of companies are like scaling down on like positions in general, including internships and stuff. So like, if they only open like half the number of internships this year, and then you would have been in that half that they cut, then like that would have sucked, right? But like you could say that everyone else would have been like there's a lot of other people who are in that same position, but like you're not really comparing to yourself. You're like looking at your own goals with what you're accomplishing, right? That didn't sound right at all, but
right, but I mean at the end of the day, it's hard to, you shouldn't have things like completely out of your control affect you too much, because then
It's hard to say that when
difficult.
you have like, let's say you have like loved ones die from the Rona or whatever. Like it's hard to be like, well, your year wasn't that bad. You made the most of it, kind of like I don't know. I'm very much a pessimist in that regard, but I agree with the spirit of what Tiger's saying. That like
yeah.
like for example, like if I don't want to get political, but like if the politics are not going the way you want, let's just be as broad as possible. You know, you shouldn't let that color your day too much, right? Like your guy didn't win or whatever. You shouldn't just be walking around with that hanging over your head, or at least you should try not to.
Yeah, because it's
because it's like it's.
I agree.
Well, let's not
larger
talk
sense,
about
yeah.
politics first.
Yeah.
Let's move away.
Yeah,
on
I
that.
agree in a larger sense, in the sense that like, you know, I agree. Like personally, I agree philosophically. Like in terms of, if there's something that I don't have control over, it's best not to get upset over it, because like, in terms of mental health, you're generally going to be happier and healthier if you just like, you know, have stuff that you can either take blame for, or like that you can personally attribute towards like your success, right? So I think when you feel like the decisions that you make matter, it tends to be like a better outcome for you, because at least you know that in the future you can improve if you didn't do well, or or like if you did well, then like you can be happy about the success that you had. But I don't think, well, okay, first off, I think it may be hard for some people to do that, especially during like hard times, because like, you know, it's relatively easy for us to say that when we're not affected too much by corona. Like obviously we are, and everyone is to a certain extent, but like in terms of the position we're in, because we're like at a position where we already got into college, we don't have to worry about being in the job market yet. Like internships and stuff suck, but
it could be a lot worse. Yeah.
Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying that you can't complain about the year or like say that you had a bad year. I'm just saying like when you like look at like what you accomplished, or like, you know, when you have the year-end review, you shouldn't judge too hard on yourself based off like things that you couldn't control. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's why I put that in my bullet point.
Yeah.
It was shitty internally and externally.
Yeah, I mean, you can say it's shitty and stuff. I'm just saying, like, don't hit yourself too hard just because, you know, just because of like,
part of me wishes that I was in charge, because it's just like,
so.
I knew about this shit in December. Why didn't you guys? Why didn't you guys take the precautions? Whatever. We're not going to get into that. Positive things. 2021 resolutions. Let's go in reverse order. I'll go first. I think I'm going to sum up my resolutions in two succinct phrases. Getting riches and getting bitches.
How are you gonna get rich? Like,
all right, let me break this down for you. Let me break this down. So getting rich is like, that's the multitude of projects that I have going on plus academics, right? So like any one of those things could potentially be like sources of income, or like, you know, like successes or whatever. Like just, I'm lucky to be in the position now where I don't really have to worry about money. But that's not going to last forever. That's going to last like maybe another 2 years tops, and then my mom's like, all right, get to it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to kind of be prepared for that, and I want to have properly laid the foundation for being able to get the riches. Hopefully that's something that along the lines of like the projects that I have in mind or have already started putting into motion. Could be something for that, or that could be stemming from my academics, right? Like a job I get after like my degree or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're not graduating this year,
no.
though. You're graduating next year.
Yes, but I'm lumping. I mean, this is not an exclusively 2021 resolution, because I'm sort of expecting myself to fall short in both of these categories, to some degree. And then the getting bitches part is more like self-improvement. It's like the
okay. So
be
not
like
necessarily actually.
It's not necessarily actually like just getting girls. It's like become the type of guy that girls like. You know, I just put it that way. It's kind of memey and it's a little funny.
Do you have a plan for either of these? Like we're not written out, but like, you know, like a step by step.
Yeah. I mean, like it's losing weight, which I'm working on, but I'm also like trying to think of ways to like make it more effective based on my type of personality, because I realized that like I burn out on things really quickly, so like it's hard for me to be consistent with anything. But if I like, and this is straight out of Dr. K, but like I just need to cycle a few things like consistently and just like try to keep that. I'm definitely gonna try doing that a bit more, because like a consistent workout regimen like I just can't stick to it, or like I have a lot of difficulty sticking to it. So I might like, no, this week I'm lifting weights, next week I'm running, next week I'm biking, next week I'm doing like the whatever CrossFit plus I lose weight, whatever program. Like I need to put this shit together. But like the idea is generally that I'm going to lean into the fact that my motivation ebbs and flows very easily. And also like having the hard conversations with myself about things in my personality or life that like I don't usually deal with, and that's been my experience, because like a lot of the time I think for most people, if it's not a fatal personality flaw that's like actively bringing their life down, it's just like holding them back. What I see mostly is that people just don't address it or they don't deal with it. So I don't know about what you guys would make of that. They don't
Sorry, don't what? Oh, okay.
They don't deal with it, or like they don't take steps to address that type of thing, right? Like if it's not not fatally destroying their lives in some way, they just kind of leave it there as like one of their quirks.
I feel like a lot of people don't even like fix stuff that are fatally destroying their lives.
Well, okay, yeah, you can make that argument
too.
But I do.
Yeah.
But I definitely do agree that generally speaking, people don't really, strive to change themselves for the better. That makes generally speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like even on the flight over from location undisclosed, but like from where I was to where I was as now, like
you have to expose.
I wrote down like I had a hard
Michael
conversation, but it was
so.
I could speak about it in a bit of a vague term. But basically, it was about a complicated relationship that I had with a friend, and I was able to nail down certain things about myself and about how I felt that I wasn't able to articulate well, and that has been hanging over my head for years at this point. And I'm in the process, I would say, of getting ready to reach out back to this person. But like there are still things in my heart and head that I have to sort out and come to terms with before I'm ready to do that. But at least I so one of the things I wrote down in my notes as I was in the flight was that I don't think I'm even at the point of trying. I am trying to try, or maybe even trying to try, if that makes sense in a meta level.
Okay, sure. I started this weight loss Excel sheet. Let's see, what was the date? I have the date. So October 27, and tracking my weight. So whenever I remember to weigh myself and then like put it in, and it's been pretty effective. I don't know if you've tried that, just like literally tracking it down.
I did. I tried that 2 years ago. Actually, I went even a step further. I wrote it out on paper, and I had like a binder. It was relatively thick of like my weight and stuff. And then after a while,
I think Excel is better, right? Because I can do stuff with Excel. Like I can look at a graph and shit, and then just look at I have an equation. Y equals equation. Find the best fit. This is really nice. This is really nice.
I like the physicality of things. I mean, it's the same reason why I have like a physical to-do planner / notebook. I like the physicality of it.
Yeah, but you can't plot like par functions.
No, I cannot do that, unfortunately. I mean, all I need is to be able to see the general trend is going down. That would be good enough for me. I don't need no fancy y equals mx plus b type shit up in here.
Linear equations, okay.
It's kind of nice. Yeah. Anyways, I was just saying, if you haven't tried that, you should, because it's pretty fun. But
I don't know if it's fun. It's more depressing. It's more like the.
Well, it's depressing if you like don't follow your regimen, and then you don't see results. But it's fun when you follow it and then you see stuff. You see changes, right? You see consistent.
Yeah, I need to look into like diet changes and stuff as well. But
that's the only thing
we should do an episode based on that weight loss. But for now, I think we should move on a little bit. Michael.
All right, Michael.
2021 resolutions and hopes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think there's probably two main goals that I want to accomplish throughout this year, and then maybe like a few like tertiary goals kind of as an addition. So like I think my two main goals. So the first, I want to be focused on self-studying Japanese throughout the course of this year, and I'll go into more of why specifically self-studying like later on in the next topic, but that's a major goal I have throughout the course of this year. And then the second is I want to be able to continue to pursue a lot of my personal projects, and I think specifically the two that I've kind of been doing for a while or have spent a lot of time doing that I want to continue to get better at are drawing and game development. And I've been kind of like slacking on game development recently. I did tell myself that I would do stuff over break, but I didn't end up getting to it. But I do want to be able to do those two things, and then I think to that end I'm also going to be entering a game jam sometime or like next week I think. And then
Wait, what's a game jam?
it's like a hackathon but for game development.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah.
it. Nice.
So I haven't really done one before because like it's kind of hard for me to do it like during weekends for various reasons, mostly related to Pokemon. But yeah, so I do want to kind of go on that, and then like I also want to get better at some other stuff, and like video editing and stuff. I'm kind of like looking into / like working on that kind
Video
of stuff.
editing?
Yeah.
Like what? Like vlogs or like
No, like
compilation highlight stuff.
Yeah. So because I've been looking into doing some like
Michael
speed
should
paints and
vlog though.
stuff.
That would be funny.
Nobody would want to fucking watch.
It
my
would be
vlogs.
funny.
It would be funny.
It could be a meme, dude. Like,
For,
have
like,
you
the
not seen
novelty.
those like YouTube videos where it's like 11 million views and it's like, hey guys, can you like watch my glass of milk as I go to the store? And it's like an 11-minute video of just like milk, and then it like has like, it's just a glass of milk sitting there for 11 minutes, but it has like billions of views or whatever. It would be so funny. Anyway, if you can find a way to spin it that way, you should totally do it.
Yeah, but that's like more about luck than anything else. Like, I don't know how you would actually get that picked up by the algorithm. But yeah,
I don't know. It's basically luck, but hey, man, could happen. Could be big. You could be like the Asian skinny Call Me Carson.
Dude, Carson's getting canceled. Did you hear about
You
this?
see?
Really?
I have no idea.
I don't want to get into it too much right now because we're in the middle of the resolutions, but we can talk about it later if you want. But yeah,
God damn it, everybody's getting canceled.
in the midst of getting canceled.
So,
Well-
I mean, yeah. So I think those are my like two main goals. Personal projects and then study Japanese. I've kind of been already working on a lot of those things in 2020, but I think those are my main goals heading into 2021. And then like I guess tertiary goals, stuff that's like not that important to me, but I think would be cool if they like happened. Like being able to win or like do really well in some major tournaments for Pokemon would be pretty cool, and I would love if that could happen. If it doesn't happen, it's not that big of a deal though. And then like stuff like expanding my club, like Pokemon club at UCSD, because we didn't really get a lot of new people come in because of Corona stuff.
Yeah.
And because we're not in person, and so if we do go back in person, like in the next probably not spring, but like in the year
Next decade.
like the 2021-2022 kind of school year, I would love to see if we could kind of get back to like a regular amount of members, like and getting some new members, and then also if I could hit 50 followers on Twitch at some point in this year, that would be pretty cool as well. Obviously, none of those goals I'm like going to be working super hard towards, but those are all kind of like cool things, I guess. Tertiary goals.
Content creator Michael arc begins. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at like
Poggers.
31 followers or something on Twitch, so if I do
Hey,
get 50,
growth for these things is exponential, so yeah.
Coggers.
if I do
Nah,
get 50
Poggers
followers
got
on
banned
Twitch,
too,
Dude,
dude.
you gotta
Poggers got
get on
banned.
that old TV Rust server, man. That's where all the cloud is now.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. If I can get 50 followers on Twitch, it would be pretty cool, because then I could get the partner tag or whatever. Because over break, I actually got all the other things fulfilled, like as in.
Wait, it's not partner, right? It's like affiliate. I think
Is it affiliate?
affiliate.
Okay.
It's definitely not partner because
Okay,
partners is like
affiliate.
a contract.
The lower level one, because there's
Wait,
two.
you know,
right?
you know what would be
Yeah,
hilarious
yeah,
if
I
Michael
think it's
started
affiliate.
cross dressing and hung out in the just chatting section as an e-girl.
Yeah, that won't work.
Yikes. But
Yikesers.
We'd have to do something about your voice, but I think we could pull it off.
but yeah,
Dude,
Let us know in the
be
comments
first
if you would like to
VTuber.
see that.
Be the first like main VTuber, or not, probably not first, but be like a VTuber on Twitch. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Do that.
I could
You know,
definitely try to
you
do
don't have to
something like that,
cross-dress.
but
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Anyways.
Tiger, yeah.
Michael the influencer.
Influencer arc begins, yeah.
Post like daily selfies on Instagram. Start some OnlyFans. Damn.
yeah, you know that wouldn't happen, but
Guess an OnlyFans. Oh.
Michael OnlyFans.
yikes.
Ooh. Gotta get those toe pics out there somehow.
Topics.
Oh my god.
All right, Tiger.
All right. I mean, okay. Mine. I mean, it's pretty simple. So get good grades in school, and then make more music. So that's it.
All right.
Nice.
Really boring.
All right. Well, that was
Just that.
short and sweet.
Do you want to go
Yeah,
into it at
and
all,
that's
or
it.
just
That's
that it?
I mean, grades. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Music. I'm pretty sure it's it's pretty obvious. So yeah, music. I'm gonna try to at least release 6 songs this year again, and then
6 songs.
have them be better. So
Yeah.
as long as it's better than the one that came before, I'm happy. So yep,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. Well, I mean, that sounds good.
So good.
Short and sweet. I like it. Simple, to the point. Relatively objective? Definitely objective, actually.
Very,
all right.
Yeah.
Michael's Japanese class.
Okay, so as I said before, self-study Japanese is a goal that I had throughout the course of the year, and the reason that's it's a goal for 2021 is actually I decided to stop taking Japanese classes at my university, which I've been taking for like basically since, or actually not basically, since I started at university for the first 7 quarters. I ended up like deciding to take Japanese throughout that time period. And so I decided to actually stop this quarter because I felt that there's a few things, right? So first off, I think Japanese, like I was actually really able to learn a lot throughout the course of the first 2 years that I took it, because I think for me, having some kind of structured goal to work towards and having like a teacher there to tell you what kind of material to learn is actually really important for me to like actually finish this stuff, because for self-motivating things that I don't see like an end goal to, where like you just kind of have to keep working to get better, it's really hard for me to keep going, because like something for, like Japanese, you don't even see like intermediate goals, because learning a language, it's like how do you see that you improve, right? Like it's, and you can say like, oh, I learned this grammar structure, blah blah, but like it's not really like even for like
Number
stuff,
of kanji
like,
you recognize.
Or sorry, do you have something to add?
I was gonna say you could maybe go by like the number of kanji you recognize, how accurate your pronunciation is.
Yeah, but like a lot of those things are like kind of self-motivating things, right? But like even for like, okay, so like for music, for example, if you finish a song, it's kind of like an intermediate goal, like towards an end goal, right? So like in learning languages, it's like relatively hard for, at least for me, it would be something that it would I would be hard to it would be hard for me to keep being self-motivated for, especially when I don't really know where I'm going, kind of thing, especially at the beginning, because like between like the first year that you learn it and like say like the second to third year that you learn it, like kind of before you reach any level of understanding, you can be working towards learning the language without actually knowing like anything, kind of thing. Like even if you hear a conversation in that language, you probably won't understand anything, because like you just don't have like there's a kind of a baseline level of knowledge that you need to have to understand those kind of like conversations in the first place, right? And so
Yeah, wait, so you're saying that's not where you're at, or?
no. So I'm saying like between the first and like second to third year, when you're learning a language, when you don't have that baseline level, you can. It's like very hard for you to like understand any sort of conversation, right? So what I felt is that this current year in Japanese, I was able to reach that baseline level, but now I feel like I'm not actually learning that much from the class because they're now focusing a lot more on the culture and stuff instead of, and I felt that I wasn't learning.
Michael is already cultured. Step aside, sensei. Already cultured.
Well,
Way
that's
ahead
not
of
what I
you,
mean,
bro.
but like we aren't really doing a lot of the grammar stuff, and so I felt that I wasn't really learning enough from the class, and a lot of the class was busy works, which wasn't really something that I enjoyed, especially with my other like my CS classes getting busier and busier. I didn't really want to be spending more time just doing Japanese work that I didn't feel like I was learning too much from. And so while there are certain things that like the Japanese class could provide that I can't really get elsewhere. Like for example, like getting like consistent practice with like speaking and listening and stuff. I just felt that it wasn't going to really provide me as much help as I wanted, so I decided to drop it like early last week. And so I don't know, like I guess to open to a broader conversation, do you guys like take I guess Tiger doesn't probably hasn't done this yet, but Skylar, have you like taken classes that uh don't really directly impact your like major and stuff, and like what kind of things do you look to get out of
I'm
it?
taking
Oh yeah,
I'm
for
taking
sure.
two
For sure.
song. I'm taking two songwriting classes next.
Oh, okay.
Or yeah, in a few weeks, whenever school starts again. So
Yeah. I've taken a bunch of
Yeah.
classes that like don't directly tie into my major. And it was, well, since I came into college with a healthy amount of like AP credit and all that,
Yeah.
and I took classes over the summer of my first year, I was like a full year ahead of like my
Yeah,
major
pretty much.
program by the time my second year rolled around ish.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of freedom to do like a bunch of other classes and stuff, and I took like an entrepreneurship sort of class, and I'm like next semester I'm taking a UI UX design fundamentals class, which I found interesting. I took a little bit. I ended up dropping that class. I think it was a anime, but like related to Japanese spiritual. I forget the exact course title, but it was along those lines, and we would basically, it was like basically like religion as represented in anime in an academic context kind of thing. And I enjoyed that class. I think I ended up dropping it. I forget why I dropped it. It was past like it was around the deadline to drop it. I think it was just like my other work was getting to me, and I was like, okay, well, I have to take this stuff. So, or at least I want to be on track to take this stuff to kind of keep up the rate of progress that I'm going at. It was also a little. It was a good course. I liked the instructor. And I may take one of his classes in the future, but the class, like people in the class started dropping off, and since the class was kind of discussion based, it kind of sucked because after a while it was like, okay, well, there's only 4 people here, and
Oh wow.
like one guy, I could kind of tell is like BSing the readings, like he's just kind of talking, but like you know what I mean, right? Like he's just like, okay, well, you don't really know the content. This other guy has like some pretty lame takes. And so it's just like, okay, well, like, and then so it gets to the point where it's like, well, if I wanted to maximize the most out of these conversations, whatever, I would have liked to be like at that point like one-on-one with the professor, but obviously that's not going to happen, and it's his job to kind of balance and kind of split the time around with students and stuff. So there's a combination of factors and all that I was like, okay, well, I enjoyed it, and I even I emailed the professor I think every semester after, basically being like, do you have any other classes offered like this, and preferably if they satisfied some sort of gen ed requirement as well, like just on the side, that'd be lit, but no cigars so far. In terms of what you said about wanting a structure and that being valuable to you, like I totally understand, I totally relate to that, because there's so much like free knowledge on the internet that if you really wanted to, you could probably learn an entire degree, like multiple degrees worth of knowledge for free if you literally just like went to the library every day and just did that, right? But it's like the structure and the accreditation system and the, I guess I would also add like the social aspect of it that is why you would go to college per se, right?
Well, I mean, I would say on a larger sense, like technically you could learn a lot of those things in theory, but I would say that just reading them off the like wait, I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried doing something like this, but like generally if you try to self-study a lot of the more complicated concepts without listening to like a lecture and have like a professor explain it, or have a professor being able to ask questions, or have other students to kind of ask questions about this kind of stuff, it tends to be extremely difficult because like the concepts themselves tend to be like extreme, like the ones that you actually take college for. Not, I'm not talking about like the entry level stuff. Like yeah, you can like teach yourself like Python or whatever on the internet. That's like, that's not that hard, right? But like when I'm talking about like, you know, advanced concepts, like more advanced algorithms and more advanced well, I'm talking about computer science stuff, but like you know, like computer science statistics and like you know, data structures and all that stuff. Like yeah, in theory you could teach yourself that, but like I don't think many people are really able to. Like I would say that like I'm able to grasp
I don't think that's because of a lack of knowledge out there, right? Like
no,
even if
but
it is
I'm saying it's very
stuff.
difficult to learn those concepts with just by reading about it. Is my point.
Well, I'm not saying just by reading, right? Like even though there's like free textbooks out there and stuff, there's also like recorded lectures, right? There's like explanations from different professors. There's like, well, actually, sometimes, actually, a lot of times, reading the textbook for a class is more clear than how the professor portrays it, because maybe they skip a few concepts, or like they just kind of go over it in brief, or like they don't, like the rigorousness of a textbook demands that they reference everything, and like, you know, the fact that they check their work and like before it's printed and all that. It's like in a lot of cases for me, but like the advanced concepts and stuff are explained more thoroughly in the textbook. I mean that's why like I like it as a supplementary resource. But to me, that's just reading the textbook for some of these courses is so mentally demanding, because like it's a dense topic, it's a dense concept. There's a lot of variables involved, right? And then like they interact with each other in complex ways. You have to be familiar with the material previous up to that point. It's like a very dense process. But if you wanted to, I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna like say I'm a genius or anything, but like I think if I wanted to, if you locked me in like a library for 4 years and like I just read all that shit and like did projects, like even if you devoted 1/10 of the money you spent on tuition to like projects and stuff, like you could come out arguably learning more, right? Like just I definitely think you can make that case. That
I think it's possible that some people can do that, but I don't think for the vast majority of people out there that's the case. Like,
yeah, because like, I mean, me included, I would include myself also in this camp, but it's also like I need the structure of college a little bit, and it's also like you have peers you can work with and
I
talk
think
to.
the peers is also a really important part of it too.
The social part of it, and then like for me too, college has never just been just the classes, right? Like I enjoy a lot of the extracurricular work and stuff, and like the opportunity to like, I mean, on a more practical basis, like network and start projects with other people. But like but in terms of like the pure knowledge side of it, like that's what I like. I multiple people I've heard basically describe college as like learning how to learn rather than learning the thing itself, because a lot of times they're going to train you on the job too once you come out of college, right?
The actual in general, when you go to a job, from my experience and from what I've heard from other people, it's actually not that important, the stuff that you learn, because like 95% of the stuff that you're going to be doing on the job like doesn't require or like is going to be learned basically on the job, and then like the other 5% is kind of like baseline level knowledge expected for the industry, which is like, you know, those are the kind of stuff that you learn in like intro level courses in college generally. Like the more complex stuff, like probably you won't use that much, and if you do, like it's not going to be like it's kind of going to be like a one-off thing kind of deal.
I mean, which on the one hand, that's nice where it's not like vital that I know all the stuff in college. But on the other hand, it's like, well, then shit. Like I think that I'm flexible enough that if you had put me on the job in the first place, I might not have even needed my degree in the first place. But that's just part of the system that we live in. And it is how it is, I suppose. I'm not denigrating college. I guess I'm just gonna put that out there that I still think college has merit. I definitely think it's too expensive though, but that's a separate conversation.
Yeah, I mean it's
damn. We
it's
got
only
derailed.
so
What were we
expensive
originally
in the
talking
US.
about? What were we talking about? We were talking about Michael's Japanese class. Yeah. But yeah, I guess this breaks into a discussion more broadly about like learning. Tiger, do you have any thoughts, Dad?
Not really. You guys mostly covered it. So
He's doing something else on the side, I bet.
I mean, I'm
It's okay.
browsing
How's the
Reddit
game going?
when
How's
you
the
guys are
game? Who's
talking about
winning?
Japanese. What?
How's the game? Who's winning? Are you watching a
Wait,
game?
what?
No.
No, I'm
Because
not.
last time,
I'm not.
remember he was like, okay, when you guys talk about anime, I just like turn on the game and I watch football. So anyway,
No, if he was watching
No.
football, he probably wouldn't be talking to us.
Yeah, I wouldn't be on the podcast. Yeah. I mean, I think you go to college partially. It depends on what you. I think, but if it's for like a skilled kind of thing, most people go for it to get the degree, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So
it might be a little different in like technical fields because I think like they do like coding interviews, right? Like they have like
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
needed.
right, but the thing is, like most companies aren't gonna hire you if you don't have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, well also
Obviously,
you
there are
won't even
exceptions, but yeah, like they're not gonna.
you won't even get an
They're
interview
not
if
gonna-
you don't have a degree, is the thing. So
Right.
even if you
So-
knew everything that you had to know for like these coding interviews, you wouldn't even have an interview if you didn't have a degree. So
Wait, that would be such a good YouTube clickbait video if you were like attempting to get a job at Google, but taking off my degree qualifications, so it's only projects and like my skills. Dude, that would be a
Yeah.
good video. All right, so have we wrapped up
I
everything we
mean,
want to
so-
say on that topic?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, brief pivot to the media corner. The Mandalorian season 2 wrapped up. I know Tiger watched that, right? And Michael, did you?
Yep.
I don't
No,
think
he didn't.
it's not really Michael's cup of tea.
Michael does not watch Western stuff.
I've been branching off from just anime only and like Japanese only type stuff. I watched The Boys instead of studying.
Yeah, I
for
really
my
want to watch
robotics
that.
final.
I feel like I want to watch The Boys, but I
The
haven't
Boys was
seen it
good.
yet, so
The Boys was definitely very
Yeah,
good.
that's what I
Wholehearted
heard.
recommendation. I mean, if you want it in a nutshell, that's.
I'm gonna watch it. just
I
not
can't.
yet.
I can't talk about anything without being a spoiler, but
No, this is
very
just something
satisfying.
to be honest.
They do impressively well considering their small budget, and it plays into the fact that they're
They have a
humans
small
versus
budget?
superheroes, so that they're not. I mean, like their action scenes are not like not that great to be honest, but like
Oh, okay.
it works because they're a small ragtag group of like humans, right? Like the boys.
Yeah, I know what the
versus-
story is. I just haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
These semi-immortal demigods, right? But anyway, so we were talking about the Mandalorian. So I watched Mandalorian season 1 and was like, this is okay. And I think people elevated it to that season 1 to the height of like, oh my god, it's so good, just because the sequels were so bad. I don't know if Tiger would agree with me on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Okay. No. Okay, so I thought you were gonna keep talking there, so I was gonna let you do that. Yeah. So I think honestly, if Mandalorian had nothing to do with Star Wars, I probably wouldn't even watch it because it's not that good as a show by itself.
Yeah.
But it's in the Star Wars universe, and that makes it just infinitely more interesting to me.
Yeah.
And the season finale was very good. I think it's probably the best episode I've seen, and only because of the cameo. So
Yeah.
to be
I mean,
honest,
so
At the
well,
end.
I guess for season 1 first, Tiger's right. I think if it had been a standalone thing, it probably wouldn't have received like 1/10
yeah,
of the
I wouldn't
hype.
even watch it.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't even watch
I
it.
probably wouldn't watch it.
It's
but,
basically just like an action western in space. If it had nothing to do with Star Wars, right?
and then I think it's the fact that it's also like an alien, right? Like if instead of Baby Yoda, it was like Baby Human. Like I don't think people would have given a shit. I probably wouldn't have given it as much of a. Actually, I still don't really give a shit. Like, I don't. Maybe Yoda's cute
I
and
would
all that.
still
But like,
watch it because it's still in Star Wars universe. It still has X-wings and the Imperial stuff, stormtroopers and shit.
yeah, I think
I
it
would still
definitely
watch it,
benefits
even if it
from
wasn't.
having a lot of that world building groundwork done for it already
Yeah,
by existing in the
exactly,
Star Wars
exactly.
universe. But the main point I wanted to get across for season 1 at least was that I think it was popular because it was just not horrible. Not that the show itself was like super great, but in season 2 I do think they stepped it up a lot, and it reaches a really nice crescendo in the season finale. And sorry, would you
Yeah.
agree with that? So
Yeah, I think so. But I think people in general just really like cheesy like action flicks. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
I
which is-
liked it,
is basically
yeah.
what this is.
I like
So
cheesy action
that's-
flicks.
that's
I
probably
like
why.
shonen anime, guys. Like
I
the
don't.
cheesiest. Well, okay, yeah.
I mean,
Michael's-
I like it too if it's well made, but honestly, I don't even think the Mandalorian's that well made. Like, I think the Marvel stuff, they're better made than the.
I haven't seen any of the
Mandalorian, in my
Marvel
opinion.
shows. Honestly,
No, no, no,
WandaVision
the
looks a
films,
little interesting.
The films.
Oh.
I'm talking about the films. I'm not
Yeah,
about the
those
shows.
have,
I haven't
like-
seen the shows either.
Well, are you talking about like effects wise? Because those have like billions of dollars.
No, I'm not
to
talking
work
about
with.
just like story and just like everything, right?
Uh, yes. I'm just gonna go with yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like I liked Infinity War, but the thing is, well, actually, what Marvel movies came out in 2020? But like after
This
Infinity
year-
War and Endgame,
wait.
I really have no interest to continue pursuing the MCU. Like, I don't really care what Spider-Man does from here. Like, they'd have to do something pretty wild to get my attention again. I don't.
I like the newest, the Spider-Man second film, Far From Home, right, which came out after Endgame.
That's true. I haven't seen that.
It's pretty good. You might like it. It has like a rom-com side to it more than the first film. So,
Well, that wasn't
I
what
like it.
I liked about the first Spider-Man film, but
okay.
well, actually, it was
no, I'm
was
saying
lower-
that two has
lower
more
on the tier, yeah.
of it than the first one. I think
Yeah.
overall 2 is better. 2, I think, the action scenes in 2 are absolutely amazing.
okay. Yeah, I mean,
So
well,
well made.
because for
Action
me,
scenes.
it was always Iron Man. Iron Man was always my favorite character, and Iron Man to me has been the beating heart of the MCU. And now, like,
That
that's
makes
over.
sense. I mean, you're like an engineer, right? You're studying
Yeah,
to be-
yeah. I mean, like, well, that was
trying to be
one of
Iron
my
Man,
inspirations for that.
so.
Yes, to put me
Yeah.
along that path. So, yeah, I it's at the point where it's like I don't really care as much anymore, and then like I can feel like the corporatization of it. Like because I didn't see Captain Marvel, I didn't see Far From Home. I think there's a Black Widow movie that I didn't see, and I really have no
Black
interest
Widow
in
didn't
going
come
back to
out.
see.
It was supposed to come out this year, but
It did come out.
they
Oh,
canceled
okay.
it. They
I saw
pushed it
like
back
trailers
because
for it
of
nice and it just came out.
coronavirus.
Which is funny because she's dead, and then now they're doing a movie for her. But okay, sure.
It's supposed to be I mean, you know, right? It's supposed to be like the prequels.
Yeah, but that's still kind of
Yeah.
okay. I still think that's kind of like why would you do? You could have just released that in between, like any time before she died. Like whatever. We were talking about the Mandalorian. It's popular enough where I think it's fine to really talk about. But just in case, spoilers for the end of Mandalorian season 2. Luke Skywalker shows up. So, what was your reaction to that initially?
I mean, I was like, it's either I was okay when I was watching it. I was like, at first I see the X-wing, right? So I was like, okay, so it's probably Luke, and then but I'm like, I don't think they have the, I don't think their dicks are big enough to bring out Luke here. So it's like it might be like Ezra or something, and then he comes out, and then there's a shot where it shows his hand, and then obviously that his hand is like one of his hands are like robotic. I think it's his left.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
I think
then
it's his right hand.
You see that, and then I was like, holy shit, it's actually Luke, because that's like the only character that has that. So
So
that's a
everybody,
big dick.
everybody, like I've seen online or talked about, was like, "Oh my god!" The moment it was the X-wing, I knew it was Luke. I didn't put that together. I thought there was going to be a fleet. I thought it was like the New Republic was going to save the day. So the single X-wing came in, and I didn't put anything together. I thought this, like it's going to be the New Republic. It's going to be like New Republic troops or whatever. It's going to be a shoot off with the Dark Troopers. That's probably going to be cool.
Yeah, but it's one X-wing though.
Yeah. So I thought that was like the leader of the fleet. I thought more were gonna come in, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, that's
right?
fair.
That
He comes out and then he takes out his green lightsaber, right? So at that point, I'm like, okay, it's either Ezra.
Yeah,
or
and then
Luke.
I saw like
I still don't think they have their dick. I still don't think they're brave enough to bring out Luke here.
The
So
moment
I
I
was like,
put
it's
it
probably Ezra.
together as Luke Skywalker was when they showed the green lightsaber. Even when I saw the robotic hand, I was like, I didn't whatever, because it was like a hooded figure and whatever. And you know what I instantly first jumped to? I thought it was gonna be Palpatine, because like I thought this was gonna be how like it was because
Palpatine's supposed to be dead here. Dude, I don't know.
No, he was alive
I don't
in
know if this is
what is it?
beginning.
Rise of Skywalker.
Right, but he's supposed to be. He's like being revived, right? So.
Well, because also I've seen like
the
books and
problem-
stuff before where like Palpatine was back and stuff. So I thought it was like because it was a dark hooded figure and he just cleaves through everything. At first I thought it was Palpatine.
Sure. But
And then,
but I mean, his
then when he
lightsaber
walks into
is
frame
not,
from the back
right.
and you see the green lightsaber, I'm like, oh shit! It's Luke.
Palpatine makes no sense though, because he also came on an X-wing, so that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't know. I saw a dark hooded figure with a lightsaber, and I didn't.
Yeah, but Jedi's have hoods.
Yeah, but they don't.
Like
they
Luke
don't
has
usually wear
hoods.
black, do they? Right? Like Obi-Wan didn't wear black.
I don't think it was black. I think it was a brown hood, right? Or
No,
was
he
it
was
not?
dressed
I
in
don't
all
remember.
black.
Oh, okay.
He was dressed in
Okay.
all black, dude. It was like,
But
dude,
yeah,
it looked.
I don't
real-
know.
It
I
looked
don't
kind of
think
Sith to
this
me.
necessarily.
But
okay.
yeah, at that point, like, you know, it was Luke. I didn't like his CGI face, and I didn't like his voice. It was like out of sync with his lips. I kind of just wish they
Honestly,
got Sebastian Stan to do it.
I would rather have like a deepfake CGI than another actor, to be honest.
Really?
Like, I think we all know if it's like we all know that it's not going to be Mark Hamill. So
Yeah.
right. So you know, like it's not gonna look realistic either way. So I don't mind it just being CGI, pretty much.
I did not like the CGI, and I thought that took a bit of the wind out of the moment because it was such a big thing when he pulled the hood back. I was like,
But like, I feel like nobody else can play Luke though. I don't think anybody else can play Luke.
Yeah, but
I'd
imagine
rather have
like
a CGI version of the real thing than a fake thing. You know.
no, I definitely disagree. Like, especially if they bring him back more, and if they have like spin-off stuff
No,
that shows him more, I would definitely
Maybe
want like
if they
a
do another
proper
show
actor for
with him as Luke, then sure. But if it's just like a one-off thing, then
Even if it's like
definitely would rather
Mandalorian
have
season
CGI
3,
of
and he
a
like,
fake thing.
dude, imagine if he shows up, he starts talking to Ahsoka in like an extended conversation with that CGI
That'd
ass
be so
face
fucked up.
and like fake
That'd
voice,
be-
right?
Wait, have you even thought that through? That's gonna be so fucked up. He's
She talks to
like,
Ahsoka?
my name is Luke Skywalker, and then Ahsoka's
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, it'd be like,
Okay,
look, who
we should
now?
probably
Wait,
move
who's your
on.
father?
Anyways, okay.
But that would be so cool. Though. I would like to see that conversation. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be pretty
When-
stupid though. I
that-
feel
that would
like
be a cool
like,
stuff. stupid. I think that'd be a
Maybe.
cool Star Wars moment. It'd be like,
It'll be
You knew
cool,
my
but
father
it'll
when
be
he was
so,
a Jedi.
It'll be memed. It'll be memed really hard. I feel like. You know what I'm saying?
all right. But side tangent, I didn't really like what was her name, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. I feel like she didn't capture.
I agree.
same energy.
I agree with that. But the thing is, Ahsoka's supposed to be pretty old by now, right? So I feel like it's hard to do because Ahsoka's like I feel like she was a kid in the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah. No, I mean like
I don't remember how old she
She-
was, but I'm pretty sure she was like pretty young. And
So
now
I've seen-
by now she should be like just like a few decades later.
I've
now,
seen
so.
no. I've seen a little bit of Rebels, which is the show set after Clone Wars,
Right. Yeah. I know.
and I like how she was portrayed there. She was like,
Yeah.
elegant, I think is the word I would use, because she was kind of like this brash, kind of like yeah kind of kid in the Clone Wars who, you still ended up liking her, and she felt like the younger sister Anakin never really had, right? But
Rebels was placed right after the Clone Wars, right? Right after Revenge of the Sith.
was it right
Pretty
after?
much.
I'm not
I think it
exactly
was like
sure the
maybe a few
chronologically,
years after.
but
It's like even
yeah.
from Rebels, it would have been like a decade or two. I feel like, right? No, wait, no, it's not correct. Wait, is that right?
Is Mandalorian
no.
a decade off from the
No.
Rebels?
No, I think it's like I'm not sure actually. I'll take that back. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure the
when
chronology. Like,
Rebel
where is
happens.
Ezra in the OT timeline? I'm not exactly sure.
Ezra should be like. I'm pretty sure the Rebels show happened before the OT, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
there's
that's-
like it's
or-
like I don't think it's right after the Clone Wars though. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. So
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure the chronology, but like in general, I didn't think there was enough grace to the performance. I mean, like that's kind of a hard thing to quantify. It just didn't. The vibes weren't the same.
Oh, also,
man.
I really like
Also-
the R2 equivalent, the R2 appearance. I
Oh
really
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I thought that was cute.
That was really good. Yeah, that was really good.
I like the
Anyways, we should
little
probably move on
look
from the
that
Mando.
Luke gave the Mandalorian at the end. He's just kind of like this knowing small
Din
smile
Djarin.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Din Djarin. I want to see more of Din Djarin though. I know like Star Wars is now like this is the jumping path. They're doing an Ahsoka show. They're doing I think like an Obi-Wan thing. So they're spinning off a lot of stuff. But I don't want them to like just be like, all right, roll the Mandalorian.
They're not going to. This character is
kind of thing.
extremely popular. They're not gonna just throw it out. So you don't have to worry
He
about
also
that.
has the dark saber now, right? Like, so doesn't that technically make him the ruler of Mandalore? That they should explore that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna give it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's probably gonna be like the starting story for season 3. Like the
Yeah, that would be cool. Like the dude, and then imagine if what was his name, Grogu grows up to be like a Mandalorian and a Jedi. Like,
Dude, wait. The question is, where is he in the sequels? Because we see Kylo Ren destroy the temple.
so there was some
where is he
radical
now?
stuff out there where it was basically like, oh, throughout the entire sequel trilogy, which I wouldn't really be opposed to because there's not a lot I really like about the sequel trilogy. But I feel like if they threw it out so soon after making it, it would probably leave
Dude,
a
no,
sour
they
taste.
should not throw it out. I didn't like it either, but they shouldn't throw it out. There's
Dude,
still
they
some good
nuked all the
characters.
other canon before when the sequels first came out.
Yeah, they nuked like books and stuff, not a trilogy of film.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, that would be fine by me if they decided to nuke it. But
I don't know. But
they-
how they gonna then they have to like retell the story?
it might be one of those
I don't
things
know.
where they like
Maybe I don't know.
retroactively.
I mean, I still like a lot of the characters in the sequel. It's just not as well done as the previous 2 trilogies. You know what I'm saying?
which is saying something because the prequels were like. I mean, I have
like
a
the
soft spot in my
prequels.
heart for the prequels because I saw them when I was young, and I think they were actually the first Star Wars I saw. I saw
I
those
really
Star
like the
Wars
prequels.
before the OT. Yeah, I don't mind the prequels. They're kind of campy, but like that's part of their charm, in my opinion. Like you got drunk
Yeah.
and watched the
I-
prequels. Like
I
prequel memes are
definitely
so
like the
good.
prequels.
Prequel
So,
memes
yeah.
are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should move on from Mandalorian.
Yeah,
though.
dude, we should totally move on from this. But basically,
Yeah,
it was good. Watch it.
it was good.
Star Wars
It's good if you like Star Wars. If you don't like Star Wars at all, then it's not. gonna
Yeah,
be that good,
yeah.
in
If
my
you don't like
opinion.
Star Wars, it'll be totally lost on you. You'd be like, who's this guy with a lightsaber? Like, I don't care. But yeah, if you like Star Wars, this is quintessentially Star Wars.
We literally just spoiled it for like everyone. So
Well, okay, I don't. I'm the type of
feel
guy who
like
can still
you
enjoy
probably
things even
wouldn't
with
listen.
spoilers. But
I don't
'cause
think
I
everyone's
got
like that.
that's true. That's true. I got Attack on Titan.
I don't know
spoilers
if I
way
could
back in the
enjoy
day.
it if you told me Luke was going to appear. So I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much if you had told me that Luke was going to appear at the end of the episode.
That's true. Well, yeah. I was definitely surprised. But nutshell, watch it. It was good.
Yeah.
Cacao 79%. So this was a manga recommendation that I gave to Tiger. Me,
hmm
actually, I think this is one of the first things in a while that all three of us have seen / read, right?
I've only seen the
Yeah.
first 16, the first 15 chapters.
So what's
Not
the last thing
really.
you remember, Tiger?
I mean,
well, actually, first
I
of all,
don't-
are you going
I
to
don't
keep reading
remember.
it? Did you like it enough to keep reading
I'm
it?
gonna keep reading it. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay,
keep reading it.
okay.
I don't know. It's like borderline gonna get cut kind of vibe. So
Okay.
I think
Okay.
progression.
I think
in
it's a
that-
bit too slow for me because
Progression is
I think
slow.
maybe that might be because I'm not like a hardcore manga fan. So like I'm very like normie, right? So like if you're not gonna give me like constant shots of dual opening, I'm gonna lose.
No, it's actually
interest,
it's
'cause I haven't
slow.
had the
It's slow progression
experience.
even for a manga, like for sure.
Right. So then for me it's even slower, right? Because like
Feel-
I'm not used to because
feels
manga's already a
real,
pretty
dude.
slow.
To me, it feels real.
Because like mangas,
That's
it's already
how
a very slow
how it
like
is,
medium
especially
of
in
a
high school.
storytelling,
Really,
right?
I actually think
'Cause it's-
manga tends to like get by faster.
Like
than-
if books are like if novels are the slowest, I think like pretty much manga is like the next slowest. Like manga / comics, right? And
Really?
if like film or video game is like the fastest. Yeah.
I actually find
Like,
that
what-
manga for me is faster than anime, like in terms of like progression.
Well,
and
I don't
storytelling.
watch anime either, so. But I think for like, cause like okay, the media that I consume like Like in terms of like storytelling wise, it's basically films, TV shows, pretty much it. Because I haven't read a book in a while, and when I do read, it's usually nonfiction as well. So it's not a
Yeah.
novel.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
TV shows are slower or faster than films. Like, I feel like anime is
TV
slower
shows
than
are slower
films,
than
right?
films.
Yeah, anime is
Yeah,
slower
yeah.
than
Films is definitely the fastest. It's like very short film.
Yeah,
very
okay.
short, short form. Yeah.
For me, like,
But
manga
I think
is
manga's
between,
definitely slower than. Really?
manga
I
is
think
between
like there's no
TV shows and films.
Well,
maybe for anime,
speed
right? Because
aside-
I think for anime, it's very tied to the arc. I don't know because
Yeah,
I've
sure.
only seen a lot of shonen, so it's like tied to the arc. But like in Western TV shows, generally speaking, it has to be a start, end, and end for each episode. There has to be some sort of
Okay,
thing.
I see.
Some sort of conflict and resolution in each episode.
Really?
So
Okay.
it feels a lot, pretty much. There's always going to be some sort of thing.
And
It's
anime,
like
it's not like
the
that.
episode. Yeah, it's like the plot of the episode. It's still it's like tied into the whole show, of course, but there has to be a thing, or else people are gonna lose interest, right? So,
For anime, it's like
yeah.
expected that you
So I think for yeah,
generally
no.
stuff doesn't
you kind of have
happen
to watch the
across
whole arc.
version. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that
that's
might be
changing,
why
though.
I can't watch like anime that's coming out each week. Like I can't like just give me I can't get like 1/10 of like the story each week. That's like way too slow for me.
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Usually, I've read the manga, so I fucking know. like Horimiya, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
but
I like okay, so
wait,
okay,
so we
let's talk
were talking
a
about
little bit.
cacao 79%. Let's
Yeah,
get back to
yeah,
that because
wait.
that's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the rare things that I think all three of us have seen. Like that, it's like that and Rick and Morty, right? Like what else have all of us seen?
I don't know.
Not
Okay,
much.
sure.
That's probably it.
Not much.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, so like in Rick and Morty, there's always a story like in each
Yeah.
episode, right?
But that's
There's,
like more of
well,
like
I guess
a-
Rick and Morty is more.
it's an anthology though.
episodic.
It's like they're self-contained kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I guess so.
But-
I guess so.
but pacing
most
aside-
TV shows still follows it. It still
pacing
follows
aside,
that
pacing
in other
aside.
shows.
Pacing aside, what did you make of the content?
So right now there hasn't been any like interesting thing that happened yet, but I think that's just because it's slow. It's like because you guys are saying the story is good, but I don't think the plot has happened yet. They're pretty much just settling into their like new high school and stuff.
I don't know
okay,
if I
what
would
There hasn't
say.
been any event.
I don't know if I'd say the plot
Yeah.
is good, but to me the characters are strong.
Yeah. So when I say, if I said the story is good, what I mean by that is that in the context of romance manga, it means that the developments between the main cast tends to be good, like, and then yeah, mostly like the development between the main cast and like the synergy that and chemistry that the main cast has is good, and character interactions, etc. That kind of stuff.
I
characters are also
think the two
believable.
main characters. I think the two main really they're not believable at all. Are you kidding me? You think the characters are believable?
Yes, because I basically lived that.
I think the main dude is not believable, in my opinion. The girl, yeah, is, but I don't think the guy is.
The guy's kind of a super
Really?
human.
Yeah, I mean, come
Well,
on.
like
The
in terms
guy
of
is
his
like
abilities or whatever.
all of the girls like him. He's like, but he's like a glutton, and then he's also like I don't know. He's like good at like a lot of things, but like he's like super. For some reason, he's like his. Well, to me, he seems shy. I just feel like that's not a very that's not very.
He's
Realistic,
he's
in my
like good at everything. He's
Really?
kind of
Okay.
a glutton. He's really
Do you know
athletic. he gets
anyone
good
that's like
grades.
that?
You're like,
I don't know anyone that's like that in my opinion. I mean, it's not my opinion. I seriously just don't know. I don't think I know a single person that's like that. So
I know people like that.
that
really,
are just good at everything, like that are
good at
like,
everything.
super popular.
But,
It's
well-
like skinny, looks good, but like eats like tubs of ice cream. Skin.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know
super
him well enough to know his
popular.
dietary habits,
Um,
but there is one guy that comes to mind.
I mean,
But
I
that
don't know.
that,
anyone that's like
that was
That
not
seems
what
kind of unrealistic to me.
his
Yeah.
his quote unquote stats
I think the
are not
girl
what
is, but I don't think the guy is. In my opinion.
I
his
get
quote
that.
unquote stats are not what attracted me to the character. It was more like the hesitation and the fact that he's always kind of wavering between what he wants and what he thinks she wants and what he thinks will be good for the both of them, kind of thing. Like that kind of conflict, and the conflict that he has stemming from relationships with his past. Like, are you at the point where
Don't ask. don't ask that question 'cause that's a spoiler.
no, I'm trying to think of a way to ask it
also-
without it being a spoiler.
I mean, wait. Also, I don't like the dialogue that much. To me, it's not like it's not like tongue in cheek enough. If that makes sense.
I don't know. I mean,
You know?
maybe something lost in translation. I thought that was fine. I actually laughed at some of the comedy that happens in the series. Tiger probably doesn't. I think that's just not really your thing, right?
I don't know. I don't.
Well,
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, personally, if
But
I were
also,
to recommend
the other character, there was a
Right.
character that like low key like sexually assaulted the girl like a
Yeah.
few chapters in. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Why is this a reoccurring character, and why does he have a smile on his face?
Kind of thing.
Oh, I remember that,
But like,
yeah.
what was that? That was kind of like, I don't understand what the author is trying to do there. Is he trying to paint that character in a bad light? But like, why is he like with a smile and like treated?
He's
as, like,
going
a
to be
regular
relevant
character?
later.
It's
But
kind of
I get the
a
feeling you're
premise
not
that he's
gonna
an asshole.
I don't
Also,
get the
I also
feeling you're
don't
not
get
gonna stay
the
on
other
for that.
girl. The other girl with the glasses, like I don't understand what's
yeah.
going on with that. Like she
She becomes
lost
much more
always.
interesting, in my opinion.
I'm just like, okay.
She becomes a lot more
Anyways.
interesting.
I think the
Um,
main two characters are fine, but I don't like the other characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
definitely think I'm
yeah.
biased because, like, the essence of the story speaks to a lot of my time in, at least what I look back on feels like my time in Hong Kong, and so I definitely think I'm biased in that regard, and I can relate to the story a lot, especially the hesitation in the boy girl relationship kind of thing. Like that to me has always been the center of the story, and what has been most attractive about it to me, and what I enjoyed the most about it, and what also like caused me to feel the most, because it was like it's a difficult thing, I think, to be in a relationship where you have to balance your interests and the other person's interests and your interests as a unit, let's say.
I think if
And
that's like what's
it would be
super
solved
interesting
if you
to
could
about
just like
this-
talk to each other and like be honest, but like the human part of that is that a lot of times you can't, especially when you're young like that, and I can relate to that very, very deeply.
I think if that's
it's-
what you think will makes the story really good, I might just like not finish it because I don't know. I feel like that won't be that interesting for me.
No, yeah, that's just I'm getting as well, because now that I think about it, you didn't like Kaguya-sama. You didn't really.
I can't say I didn't really like it because I didn't really even watch it that much. I watched the first like few episodes, so it's not.
That's good enough to
not
like
enough
get
to
the
really
vibe, I
judge.
think, right, Michael?
personally, I feel that
well,
Kaguya-sama anime adaptation season 1 was pretty weak, so I would say that if you didn't enjoy the first few, like I
I
can
feel like
kinda get that.
I just
I don't like
enjoy,
being the
like,
kind of
high
guy where it's
school
like, oh, it's gonna
romance
get
stuff
good,
in
just keep
general.
watching.
Yeah,
type,
I agree.
you know?
I feel like I don't really like high school romance stuff in general.
Yeah, I think I'm moving away from that as well. But
It's just like to me,
like
I've seen that story played out so many times. It's not that interesting.
I would say
That's
that
fine,
if
though.
you were to ask me for manga recommendations for like slice of life stuff, Cacao would be really low on my list. Like it's definitely not something I would actively
You know,
recommend.
now that you told me, like in the other one, in Fuka, yeah, that was the name. The character dies. Now that I know that, I kind of want to go see what like that now.
oh, like
To
how
me,
she
that
dies.
sounds more interesting.
Would I say
than,
Fuka
like,
is
high
better
school
than
romances.
Cacao?
I think
think
Fuka is better.
objectively-
Well,
than
the thing is,
Cacao.
I'm just
I think
'cause
objectively
Fuka is
Fuka's
not
probably better,
really.
but Cacao's a big
I think
closer
if
to
the
my heart.
character, if like the character dies and stuff, I think that's more interesting than just like high school romances.
Yeah, Fuka is like extremely unique, I think.
For me. So
Yeah.
so I might go back and read that, but I don't remember where I stopped. So I might just restart. I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure Fuka goes past high school as well,
Yeah.
like age wise and everything. So I like that. I remember liking Fuka, so I'd be a little surprised if you ended up like liking Fuka, but I definitely think you probably like it more than Cacao, I guess.
If I were to give recommendations, there's definitely stuff like, well, okay, if you want something that's like slice of life and like comedic and stuff, like I would say Grand Blue is like really really good. It's definitely the one that.
But Grand Blue has a really anime sense of humor.
Grand Blue.
Mm,
Oh, let me see.
kind of, but I think you still get it even if you're not a huge anime fan.
Okay, I don't know. So part of it, I think, is because we're anime fans that we enjoy it so much.
I don't think so.
Do you think this one? Do you think I should read this first, or do Fuka?
I think
Yeah.
Grand Blue is much better than Fuka.
Yeah, I enjoy
Really?
Grand Blue much more than Fuka because I don't know, because I find Grand Blue hilarious. And I don't
Yeah.
know
I feel
if
like
you
I
would.
won't understand. I feel like I
No,
won't
no, it's
understand the
actually
jokes.
I think it doesn't make that many references to anime as much. It makes like you might not get every single joke, but
Uh-huh.
It's
a
not
lot of
even
the humor.
it's not even the references. It's just the style of it. You know, like
I think a lot of the
the
humor is
style of
also
the
just
humor.
like college
anime.
humor, and then like there's a lot of college humor
College
stuff, and then
humor.
there's like there's a lot of just like internet humor kind of stuff too. So
Also, it's engineering frat guys basically, and that's also what I am. So I can also relate to that. And I think that's great.
yeah, but that was like before we were like into it before then. Anyway,
Were we?
yeah, because we were talking
Oh,
about
shit,
this while we're still
actually.
at Kent.
Yeah. Interesting how that turned out.
But yeah, like the basic premise is basically like this guy enters college, and he like joins the diving club, but it turns out the
Drinking club.
diving club is actually just like a party frat kind of thing, and then
Shenanigans ensue.
yeah, it's just shenanigans.
Shenanigans ensue.
But yeah, Grand Blue also has my wholesome recommendation. So there's
Wholesome?
there is a Grand Blue anime. It's okay. I
think
like
it's
the
pretty
voice
good.
actors. Yeah, I like the voice actors.
I think it's about as good as you can expect from adaptation. I would say the manga is slightly better, but if you like anime more, then the anime is like still a really good medium. I wouldn't say you would lose anything from the experience. So I would say it's like
I
about
think
as good as you can expect from adaptation.
I think you would lose a little something because I feel like the manga visuals are better than the anime visuals, like the animation.
Yeah,
And then
I mean,
so much
sure.
of the comedy in the story as well as like punchline based, right? So like in the manga, he has like those hyper detailed like reaction faces that are just hilarious, and if it's like just a shot of that versus like the full panel, I think like the manga does a little better.
I mean, okay, like for Grand Blue, if you read like 5 chapters, or if you watch like the first 2 episodes and you don't like it, then you can just stop it. It doesn't like change really that much. It doesn't like get better or anything. So if you don't like the beginning, then you'll probably just won't like it.
That's fair. All right, I think that's enough on that topic. Target, talk to us about Fiverr.
Yeah, I think I might. So over break, I started taking gigs on Fiverr.
Wait, explain. Well,
So I've been doing that. Okay, so
what is Fiverr?
You know what Fiverr is, right? You don't know what Fiverr is.
Just pretend I don't know.
So, okay, so it's like a website you can go on. You can say like, for example, if you're really good at, or you actually you don't need to be.
You
good
no,
at
you
it,
don't have
but
to be
let's just
good.
say-
You actually don't have to be good.
Yeah. So let's just say, say like, oh, I'll design a logo for you or something, and then you might, you basically sell a service, to someone that's like, I'll do this thing for you essentially. So I started this thing that's like, I had the intention was actually to sell services for mixing and mastering, which I never got a single order for that, but instead I got a bunch of orders to write songs.
Really?
People. So I been doing that. And
For
it's kind of,
$5?
It's kind of annoying me.
Kind of selling yourself short there to write a whole song for $5.
No, wait, what? No. So I have some that are $5, and I have some that are like 20, some are 15, stuff like that.
I don't know if you convinced me to write a song for $20. That seems like a not commensurate like
No. So
effort
I
to
think-
pay.
the basic premise of Fiverr
probably-
is that
I think it'll probably take you a lot longer to write a song than for me. So,
Well, that's true, but I'm assuming it takes at least like more than like
well, the thing is,
3 hours, right?
okay, for what?
It's more than 3 hours. Actually,
the $5
even that's
one's not
even that's
really.
pushing it. Isn't minimum wage like $15 or something? So
It's
well,
not,
whatever.
but no. Okay,
No,
so the
it's
point
like
is,
seven.
the only reason I even like made this in the first place is that I write songs just for practice, anyways. So I thought, why not just get paid in the process
Yeah.
as well? But
That's a
recently
big brain
I've been
move.
getting too many orders, so I think I'm gonna raise my prices so then people will buy it less.
Damn.
Because I've been trying to do
Supply
other
and
stuff.
demand, dude. Economics.
But no,
in
but that's only
action.
because it's like $5 or like $15.
Okay,
If
so
it was
actually
like
the premise
if
of
I was
Fiverr.
pricing,
That's a 300%
okay.
increase.
like if I was no, my point is like if I was pricing my time like actually by like wages, like what you're saying, nobody would buy it, right?
Yeah, but that's the premise of
That's
Fiverr
my point,
because
right.
like basically what you go on Fiverr if you want cheap labor because like most of the time the
Pretty
people on
much,
Fiverr
it's
are like
cheap stuff.
less qualified than whatever they say they are,
Mhm.
which is like just way of the internet. Like, dude, I fucking sold shit on Fiverr and it's just like I was not fucking qualified to get money for that shit. But like, the point is like you basically sell shit on Fiverr because you're less qualified, so you get paid less, and then the other person pays less because they just want cheaper stuff. So like you're probably getting paid below like you're getting paid below like average pay grade basically to do something that you're like just to get a little bit of money kind of.
Yeah.
That's freelance stuff.
So far, I've completed 8 orders, and I got 5 stars on all of them, which is poggers.
Poggers.
Nice.
But originally the idea was that I was gonna practice writing songs over break anyways, so I was like, I might as well just do it on Fiverr.
That's
but
hilarious.
now I'm gonna raise the prices, so I don't have to.
Fiverr arc for Tiger begins. This is hilarious.
Fiverr arc. No, actually, after the semester starts, I'm gonna like stop taking orders. So yeah.
Fiverr arc will be short lived.
Yes, indeed.
The filler Fiverr arc.
Yeah, basically Fiverr gigs. Yeah.
All right. We're getting into one thing that I've been wanting to talk about for a while and just got pushed back. But I wanted to give the full interview treatment to Tiger for his song Orange, which actually is I think the first song I've ever heard from Tiger. I think I've heard bits and pieces.
Wait, so you didn't
really?
listen to my fucking EP when I sent it to you? Is that what you're saying?
Probably not, unfortunately.
I think I
God.
think well if I were to rank his songs I think
So
Orange would probably be 4th or something.
okay, so
Really?
I don't
Okay,
agree
so
with
there's
this view.
better
I
stuff.
don't agree with this view. I don't agree with this, but
All right.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
three.
obviously there's
I
personal
get-
enjoyment.
I understand. I understand why the other songs would be liked more. They're just more accessible songs. So
Well, talk to me,
Orange
Mr.
is just
Creator.
kinda-
What was the reception to Orange? From
Orange?
Like I don't know if it's like
didn't-
is it go by clicks like whatever platform you host on like SoundCloud or whatever.
I have no idea how many plays I have on it. I can check, although it's probably not a lot. But Orange.
How does it compare to your other work?
Well, it's less popular than Leaving You, but I think it's probably the most popular after that.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. And the only reason Leaving You is really popular is that it got onto the playlist, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So in the past week, I got 22 plays on Orange. Is there a way to check by like total plays? Oh no,
Yo, that's
I
more
have
views than our
63
YouTube channel
streams
gets.
of all time. So never mind. Orange is not the second most popular song.
Okay, so
But,
for you, this is
yeah,
like more of a
I
run
mean-
of the mill thing.
I kind of knew it wasn't gonna be that popular. Holy shit! 40 streams from Germany in the last month.
It's probably the same guy.
Fuck. Yeah, I sent it to a friend in Germany, and apparently he sent it to some of his friends. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Anyways.
I would say that part of it is also like the reason it's less popular is because I think you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but because it was released as a single and not an EP, there's less chance that people would get hooked on something like this. Like there's less exposure, right?
No, doesn't. If anything, singles would be more popular than most of the songs on the EP.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's mostly. It wasn't very. I mean, I get it because it was a pretty experimental song in the sense it was like electronic with folk and stuff. I kind of tried to create like my own style
on the song, and I think I pretty much hit the mark on like what I was trying to do. And then, but I totally understand why it's less popular than my previous stuff. And when I say less popular, it doesn't really mean anything.
It's
because
yeah,
they're
I
all
mean,
just like not right. So,
yeah.
So Leaving You has like 2,000 plays. So like, if you think about it, the difference is like not that big. Like obviously
much does Orange
by
have?
percentage, is Leaving. So Leaving You is 2,000 and Orange is like 68. It's like yeah, by percentage is a lot, but if you think about it, it's not a lot of streams. It's like it's the same pretty much.
Yeah, well,
I downloaded it Orange, and it's like in my like personal collection of songs. Like I liked it like that much. So
What I think is cool
Nice.
is that because you know how Spotify has the rap thing, so they also have a rap thing for artists, and
you mean like a year-end wrap-up or whatever, right?
yeah, right. So like my music was streamed 149 hours, which like if you add it up, yeah, it adds up. But it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's kind of cool.
that is pretty cool.
I actually get like okay, I don't put that much work into my YouTube channel, but I actually have like a decent amount of watch hours
Yeah.
on YouTube as well.
Yeah. I do think so. I could be wrong, but I do think my next song would be more popular than Orange. It's definitely a lot easier to. It's more like poppy, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
More palatable to the masses. But all right, well, walk me through like your inspiration for this. Like how do you write songs? And how did Orange
talk
come
about
to
Orange
be?
specifically? Because it's hard to say how do I write songs in general, but I'll just talk about Orange. Let's see. So I think there was a day I was coming back from like the military stuff, and I had like a few hours to do stuff, and then I was really inspired by another song, "Funeral" by Phoebe Bridgers, and that song started the song. The first line was, "I'm singing at a funeral tomorrow for a kid a year older than me." So I was like, okay, that I really like how the first line is like very much like a sucks you in kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not like the song does. It's not trying to build up to like a climax. It's just like it just punches you straight up. So I was like, I kind of want to try that. So I basically, I basically just did that essentially.
Wait, we should pull up the lyrics
That's how it
like in
started.
the call or something so we can see.
So the lyric is, I mean, I can just say it, you don't have to pull it up.
All right, sure, yeah.
I mean, I know it, but I'm just gonna pull it up in the Word doc. But actually, I don't even know where it was saved. Okay, but
Dude,
the
share
first
screen,
line
put it up.
I have no idea where my lyrics are right now. I don't want to spend like half a minute to find it. But the first line is my cousin died 13 years ago. I mean, this this whole song is a true thing, so it's not made up.
Mm-hmm.
And then blah blah blah. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not even about death or like my cousin or anything. It's mostly just about like I don't know, like shit that bothers me a little bit. So it's basically that. But for this song, yeah, I mean, I started with the guitar, and then you basically just sing stuff over it until you get something that you think sounds nice, and then you make that into a song.
I see.
Yeah. Inspirations, receptions. Every time I show this song to someone else, or someone else shows the song to someone else, they always say it sounds like sad. Which I guess
it is sad. Well, I took it to be kind
yeah,
of
I
sad.
guess so. Yeah, that's kind of the point. But yeah, but they always.
Well, what were you going for, Mr. Creator?
No, it was supposed to be sad, but they always say like, "Oh, it's so sad," and then I'm like, "Yeah," it just ends there because like I don't know what to
And
say.
then yeah, okay.
Genres. It's like, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, I was gonna ask what was in the bullet points. Basically, like, yeah, like you said, you mentioned like a specific song that you took inspiration from, and then like how did that kind of form into like the rhythm and the notes and like the lyrics and all that, and how long did this take you?
I mean, this is like when you write a song, you don't like you're not like drawing, you're not like designing a house. You don't like intricately write, like think about every specific thing that you have. You kind of, it's like a more of an in the moment thing. Do you know? It's just like when you're drawing, you don't really think about every stroke that you make, right?
Yeah, not really.
Right, right.
You have like a
With
general
it, so-
idea of the end. And
Right,
then, like,
exactly.
You work towards
And
it.
then, yeah, exactly. So like, I didn't write down every like this I didn't write down the rhythm or the melody. I just played it, and then whatever came out just came out. And then obviously over time you edit it, but you still don't think about it to the point where you think about the specific note and stuff for the most of the song. For the chorus, so after I wrote the verse, I didn't know what to do for the chorus, so I went to the piano and then just played like stuff, and then eventually I figured out a melody, and then I added
you just went to the piano
melody.
and played stuff, and you're like, all right, this is nice, this is nice, this is nice, and you just kind of work
Yeah,
that
so
in.
so I was trying to come up with a melody for the chorus, right? Like the hook. So
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, blah blah blah. So I had the chords playing in one hand, and then you just play like you try to come up with a melody with on your other hand.
I see.
So that's how So that's how I made that.
With one hand, I'm gonna make a chorus, and with the other, the melody.
Actually, I'm curious
I mean,
about
it's
this.
just like it's just how you play piano, right? I mean, you play piano, so you should know
Sort
how
of.
that works pretty much.
I just know that you press the buttons in the right time, in the right place, and you
Press
get
the
music.
buttons.
That's literally
I'm
what you're
curious about
doing.
this,
Yeah.
but have you ever been like interested or like tried to like enter like competitions for stuff like for you know,
music?
mixing or like lyrics or anything? I'm just curious.
There isn't really any competitions for this. I mean, there are, but they're like jokes, right?
Okay.
They don't mean. I mean, at the end of the day, music isn't really meant to be like. It's not a contest.
Okay.
You know.
Well, yeah, but like
You're trying to make.
Yo,
yeah,
that's
for
deep,
There
exposure
isn't
and
dude.
really. Sorry, what?
just
I
for
was
like
like, that's
exposure and
deep.
stuff. Like I just I've heard about
These
a
don't
few
give
of them.
exposure.
Okay.
You don't get exposure. Like, do you know a single person that like goes checks out like contest winners? Like, no. No,
Agencies, maybe, like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
when they
yeah.
scout
Well, I mean,
like idols
right?
and
Like,
stuff.
like, do you? I don't know
Yo, yo,
anyone
Tiger
that even
became an
knows about
idol.
any contests unless they make music themselves. They might know some, but nobody ever goes to like a contest to try to find new artists. That's not really how. Like, it's not really how people look for new music. So
I see.
you don't really get exposure from.
Well,
those.
okay. Well, I just bring this up because I'm not that familiar. Okay, I'm not familiar at all actually with like indie music, I guess. But there was actually like a because like a VTuber like that did like a contest for like basically remixes and stuff, and then there was like a guy who's like
Remix
relative.
contests. Remix
Yeah, like-
contests, you do get some, but but I also don't make EDM, so
Okay.
I don't really make remixes and stuff. It's
I
not
see.
really what I do. But remixes, yeah, there are remix contests. Most of the time, you don't really get exposure. Not really, but
I see.
obviously, if you do make EDM, it's a good way because I mean, because people do actually listen to remixes of songs, right?
Yeah.
You know, regardless of if it was from a contest or not. The thing is, just like for the stuff that I make, I don't really make remixes anymore because I'm kind of out of that genre now. So
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Technical improvements. I think the vocals were decent. Instrumentals were okay. I think I
Damn,
don't know.
okay.
I think the worst thing about the songs I was I think the structure could be improved for if I want to make it more accessible. So yeah, that would be the main thing to change, pretty much. Cut the verse short, make the chorus hit a bit sooner, maybe add a bridge, you know, that kind of stuff.
It's kind of funny that like music is a very abstract kind of thing, right? But you're describing it and talking about the process in a very almost scientific and procedural kind of manner, which is
I mean,
the opposite.
that's the question, right? That's
That's
question
true.
that
That's
was
true.
asked.
That's
So,
true. But that's
Yeah.
the opposite of the way I thought you were going to kind of answer these kind of questions.
Oh, yeah, no, but it's like what? So some pros call this song math because it definitely exists. So it's like essentially it's like theory tied with like what gamers would call like the meta.
The meta
Because meta does it
is
exist.
game
Yeah.
sense,
Right,
dude.
so-
What's the music game sense?
I mean, it's
So,
the
so
same
like
for
what
art,
they
right?
call it is they call it song math, right? But it's basically like theory plus like the meta. That's basically what it is. It's essentially what for the gamers out there, if you want to understand what that is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
basically just that.
I mean, it's the
So-
same for art, right? Like you technically there like art, a lot of art, like there isn't like a this looks better than that kind of thing, but like there's a general agreed upon consensus of like, okay, like you have to do this kind of stuff to make it look better.
Yeah. I'm really, really excited for the song I'm working on right now, though.
All right.
I think it's really good. I think it's really good.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
Probably
that's
more
great
sad
to
than
think.
Orange.
I'm looking
Probably
forward to
more
it.
sad
Then
than Orange, but I think the production is I think production is the best one I've made so far.
yeah,
Well,
if
I mean-
Orange-
That's essentially the goal, right? If my next song is always better than the previous one, that's the goal. And definitely think I'm doing well here. So, yeah.
yeah, if Orange is like okay / like run of the mill to you, I'm really excited to see what like this next one, which you say is like good, is gonna be like.
I really the only really good thing I like about Orange is the melody in the chorus. I think the lyrics are not bad, and then other than that, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And then I think the next one that's coming out soon that's already done is a collab with a friend of my brother's actually. And
nice.
she's really good at singing, so that's really cool.
Oh,
But I'm talking about
we're gonna get some
the song I'm
female
really
vocals still.
the song that I'm really excited about is the song I'm working on now, which I don't know when it's gonna come out, but eventually it will. So,
Stay tuned.
see.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Find out
Well, I
next
mean,
season.
If you
on
liked
Dragon Ball Z.
if you liked Orange a lot, I would say that his other songs are not that similar, but like I would at least try listening to his EP, like Tiger's.
Yeah, I
EP
think
that he released.
I think I listened to some of my songs on my EP a while. Also, this is really interesting. I'll bring this up after this thought, and then I was like, yeah, these songs are not bad actually, in my opinion. They're written not bad. I think the performance is pretty meh, but I think overall the songs are not bad. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I personally
of, like,
like
the
a few of
melody
them a lot. Like
Okay, wait, a few of them? Because I thought you only listened to like Leaving
No.
You.
no, I think Bluebird is probably Leaving You or Bluebird, probably like pretty close.
Oh.
And then
okay. I'm surprised you like Bluebird.
Really?
Because I was about to talk about that song. But wait, actually, Leaving You is kind of about Skylar in the sense that like Leaving
What?
You is about leaving Kent, right? So like
Yeah.
Skylar's in that group. So
Oh, I thought that was specifically about me. I'm like, what?
I mean, it's about leaving like the friends and shit.
Yeah.
And just like the place in general.
Damn, Tiger's gonna hit me where I live.
Okay, so I was gonna bring up Bluebird because Bluebird was like the last minute addition to the EP. Like I
Really?
finished the whole EP mixed and
Yeah.
mastered, and then I wrote Bluebird. I was like, I have to include this, which is why I kind of delayed the EP for like a month because I was working on Bluebird. And then I finished it and I was like, okay, this is kind of mid. The performance is kind of mid, but it's surprising me because it consistently gets the highest plays after. It's still, I think right now Bluebird gets more plays than Leaving You now, just like consistently speaking. Like after the initial Leaving You run on the
Yeah.
playlist, like now Bluebird is more popular. To me, that's kind of weird because Bluebird is also the most like experimental song on the EP. So
I think
I
Bluebird.
think it's cool, but also I'm surprised that people like it. 'cause
I like it a lot. I think
Yeah.
it's really good. Personally,
I think Bluebird's
both.
probably the only sad song, right? Bluebird is inspired by a poem, by fuck, what's his name? Fuck, something Bukowski.
No, I
forgot his
probably don't
name.
know.
You know, it's fine. Charles, yeah, Charles Bukowski, yeah, but he's a poet. Anyways, so that's for another day. Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty surprised that people actually listen to Bluebird. So,
Damn.
anyway.
Dude, this topic is really interesting. I almost feel like we could do like an entire episode about like Tiger songs and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be. I mean, I'm down. That's
But
free.
you should bring one of your like
Free
song.
exposure.
free exposure.
You should bring one of
What?
you should bring like one of your collab partners or like friends along or something, like someone who like could play off you for this type of thing. Because I don't know about Michael, but I'm just sitting here just kind of like listening. I don't have a lot to add for this.
Dude, all of my all of my collab partners are like non. Okay, so the girl that I'm collabing with, she's English. I have another collab partner who's Sri Lankan.
Dude, international.
Although we haven't made a song in a while, and that's my fault because we have a song in the works that's like EDM, and then I'm like struggling to sing it. So even though I wrote it, I just can't sing it. It's too hard. And then there's another collab partner, kind of, that I think the song will come out maybe next month or two. And he's from Germany, so he doesn't speak English either. But he doesn't speak English fluently.
You guys just communicate through the language of music. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we communicate through music. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, he speaks English, but you know, it's not fluent. This is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The international artist. All right.
Wait, let me see. So you had 4 songs in the EP, or was it 5?
Five
5
songs from the EP.
So it's what? Metropolis, Leaving You, Bluebird. Shit, I don't remember the name of the other
Pieces, Leaving You, Jealous. So
and Jealous. Okay,
Metropolis was the first song that was made. Metropolis was like pretty much made like right after Kent, which is kind of insane because that was like 2018.
Yeah.
And then Pieces was like pretty much, I'm trying to basically do exactly what it did in Metropolis. Sorry, not Pieces. Jealous. Actually, Pieces is probably my favorite song from the EP. But nobody likes it, even though I think it's the best song.
I think it's probably my third after the top 2.
I think if you like pop music, I think Pieces Pieces is probably the only like pop song on the album.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, Jealous was made summer of 2019. It was done by then, and I know that because I think it was July. I was talking to Fitzy about this song specifically because I sent it to Fitzy. Anyways, and then Pieces was like a bit after that, I think, and then Leaving You was like around this time as well, and then Bluebird was like December of 2019. So, and then this came out February. I'm looking at it now. It came out February 27th of this year. So it's like Metropolis was pretty much made like almost 2 years before this EP came out. So
yeah,
kind of interesting. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, a lot of work probably went into it.
I mean, yeah, like it feels almost like disrespectful to just like kind of go over it so nonchalantly.
Leaving You was definitely at least like 80 hours. Like I could not get the drums to sound correct in the chorus. That took a very, very long time to fix. And then I mean the other songs, I think Bluebird is probably the fastest actually. Bluebird was maybe like less than 20. But yeah, there's definitely hundreds of hours of work. So.
Yeah.
He's so casual about it, dude. All right.
What?
Tiger's definitely a very dedicated person. I can do that.
I mean, this is like, it's fun to me, right? It's not grindy.
If only my
enjoyable
Genji main shenanigans could be productive in some way. If I had something to show for it.
Yeah, man, we talked about this before.
We talked about this before. I mean, I think you just, don't you enjoy like designing and then creating stuff? Because that's
not
like
as much as I used to.
I mean, then I think you have to find like a new spark, like change it up a little bit. Instead of like building tables, like build a robot or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I am taking robotics. Well, another robotics class this semester.
Dude, build a lightsaber.
I did see the what was
write your manga. Come on, we're waiting for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's true. I have all these stuff floating around. Okay, so one of the things. Remember?
I actually think you should focus down. Like, pick one thing and then just do that. Like, don't like be like engineering. I mean, you can of course, but like, pick one thing as like your main thing, and then everything else is like it's only for fun, in my opinion. So.
Well, yeah. Okay, so remember in the first episode, when I was talking about the bow machine.
The what? Sorry.
The first episode of the podcast.
You're
talking about
right?
what?
Yeah.
The Boba project. Yeah. So my partner for that, he's been really busy, and we haven't made a lot of progress. But there's a Boba Star opening up near my campus, and they're relatively new. So I reached, and they were looking for like people to work there and like touristas and stuff. So I applied for that, and I also asked them if they wanted to like potentially partner with me because. It would be really helpful to see like the behind the scenes type thing of this type of operation while making the machine, right? Like if I could handle their equipment and all that stuff. They haven't gotten back to me, but the reason like it just came out of nowhere and it's like such a perfect opportunity for what I want to do. And also because they're a relatively small company, like I don't know if I instantly want to jump to like it's like Kung Fu Tea or like what it's other big chain, like
if they're small, then you can.
I mean, like if they're small. Right? Yeah, I feel like it just will get along a little better. They'll be more understanding of things. Like it won't be as corporate, which is an inevitability if this takes off, but like I don't want that for now, which would be so. You guys want to get what I'm trying to say, right? I'm not.
Yeah,
not
I mean, I think
articulating
it's a good opportunity
Yeah.
because like
yeah.
if you get like, well, also just like if you try to partner with like a bigger company, they'll probably just like buy you out or like, you know, they'll like they have more
That's
incentive
a
to
win. If
take,
you
take over you.
that's a win. I mean, I think if you develop a product that like a large company,
Dude,
would
if I
buy
get
it,
bought
that's a
out, that'd be
win
the
in my book.
dream.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's a win.
I guess that's a win as well. But like, I guess
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, right? Like I don't
yeah,
want to
it's
deal
easier
with
to like
these
grow
big
alongside
monolithic corporations
like a
a
smaller
little bit.
company, I
Yeah,
feel like.
and it's also because they're
You have to look into exactly how it works, right? Because I think I don't know about boba specifically, but a lot of brands have franchising, which means if you want to make like a boba machine, you have to essentially pay boba.
well, it would be a
like a
piece of
franchise
equipment,
fee.
right? So I don't know how exactly that would work, but
Well, like the thing
Yeah,
is,
like
if you want to
this-
like call it a boba machine, you would have to pay a franchising fee. But I'm not exactly sure if that's how.
I don't think anybody
boba
owns the
works,
word
but that's
boba,
how a
right?
lot of other chains work.
Yeah, I
Does
mean,
anybody-
What I'm saying. So yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody owns the word
Probably be
boba. If
pretty-
that's what you mean.
Okay.
Like a franchising fee for the.
Do you
the
mean
word boba.
okay? So you're talking about just like a shop that sells like milk tea.
But you're asking what I want to do
That's
or
what
what I
you're saying.
applied for?
No, I'm talking about the store that.
Oh yeah,
opened
they're
near
just
you.
like
Is
another
it-
store.
Is
like
it a
that's
franchise? So
They're-
it's
no.
not, it's just a single store.
Well, they
Just a
have
single store,
one.
you're saying.
They have one other store, and they're opening a new one, a second one in the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That's
okay.
what, so then there's
yeah, it's
kind of
quite
small, yeah.
then. Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
yeah, okay,
you
got
know,
it.
I'm repeating myself, but like I said, that's one of the things I
got
like
it.
about them, right? Like that
Yeah,
drew me to this kind of opportunity. But hopefully, I hear good news on that front. It'll also
Yeah,
just be kind of
good
fun,
luck
right?
with
To
that.
like work in a boba shop, right? Like I think it'd be a good way to maybe meet people, maybe potentially. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Anyway,
Wait, how do they open now? Oh, actually, yeah, I guess they can because
it's basically just like you do everything with masks on. I'm assuming.
yeah, yeah.
But ballsy move to try and start a new business, especially a service business in this climate.
Hey, if it's
Yeah,
next
I
to a
know.
college selling like milk tea, it's gonna do well, man.
that's true.
That's true. We have so many like I don't know. It's seeped like boba has seeped into like the American consciousness. I feel like at this point, right? So
It's a
like I
college
think
thing,
it's
right?
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
think
an
it's-
amazing drink. It's an
Yeah.
amazing drink.
yeah. I think it's popular enough where like this would be successful. I mean, we're on a college campus, right? Like a lot of
Yeah,
businesses
yeah.
I mean, this
cater
is,
towards
like-
colleges.
like,
Even the
boba
hours are
stuff is,
different,
like-
dude. Here, it's kind of funny how like power and like we have because like a lot of the like what would you say is like an average closing time for restaurants? Like 6 or 7, right? Well, actually, maybe a little later.
Wait, what?
No,
Like I was gonna say, like the businesses here really cater towards students or like built around students, right? Like there's this one Chinese place, dude. They do like late night takeout till like 4 a.m, which is like you wouldn't really see that in a normal city, like a non-college town
I mean,
type
it makes
place, right?
sense.
But, like
Until
You're
when?
gonna sell to your
4 a.m,
your-
dude.
4 a.m?
I know, isn't that insane?
That's fucking
Hey,
insane.
it makes. If,
Yeah, I've
I mean, if
gone
there's
to
demand
them
for it,
and
they're
like
gonna supply it.
I've gone to them, dude. Well, it's like the Chinese man. They know what's up. This is a Chinese.
I mean, that's actually like pretty smart too, because okay, if you're
Yeah,
willing
'cause-
to work the hours, right? Because then,
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, you're the only one they can find.
yeah,
from
you
for,
have
like,
a monopoly
3 a.m.
over
meal.
the time from like 12 to 4, because nobody else is working that time.
Dude, that reminds me of the streamers that on purposely stream like opposite hours, right? To basically
Yeah.
get the, so there's some streamers that always just like they stream like throughout the night and then they sleep during the day, because if they were to stream during the day, they'll essentially get a lot less viewers.
Yeah, because they have to
Because they'll
compete.
be competing with the big shots, right?
Yeah.
So they stream the opposite one to try to catch and then they slowly build up their community that way. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't like. If you have a normal job, that's hard to do, right? Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
stream.
But I mean,
like,
it's for business, right? So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but
stuff
but
like
this is one of
streaming
those-
is kind of like an independent business, like to
just like a
degree.
small business kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
You have
pretty
to-
much. You have to hire mods. You have to
Yeah.
hire like artists to like make stuff.
The
there's
product
costs,
you're selling is
you have to,
basically
like, have a
just
good computer.
yourself.
Is you,
right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing. Should I talk about? No, we'll forget about that. I guess we can keep going, or
We'll have to wrap it up soon.
yeah.
So,
You know what?
'cause,
Let's
Michael, you have a game, right?
yeah. Let's
Yeah, I mean,
Good luck
in
with
the
that.
next, like, we have like another 30 minutes if we want to go for a little bit
Oh,
longer.
okay.
okay, fine. Well then,
I thought it was
last thing we wanted to talk about today was basically the new anime season and like the
Do you
shows
wanna
are
talk
coming
about
out
this?
and all that
we
stuff.
we can talk about number 9 if you want.
9.
I think it's relative.
No, that's gonna be a long thing. I think
Okay.
Number
Yeah,
9.
9's gonna be long.
What is Sea Dog? I don't even know what Sea Dog is.
He's
don't worry about it.
Connor from Trash Taste. So he's one of the.
Oh,
He's a pretty popular YouTuber. Like, I think his sub count's like
I guess
1.6 million or something like that. But
you can just use anime wrap up, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, basically, next season is stacked. Definitely watch Attack on Titan. If you're not, I don't know what the hell you're doing. It's
I'm not watching.
Dude,
Attack on Titan,
okay.
best anime
I think
of the
I'm
decade.
gonna watch the whole thing because I think I might
really?
actually like it because it's not that high. Yeah, because I remember I told you I watched the very end of season 3 and that just blew my mind. I thought that was so fucking interesting. So I kind of want to go back, start from the start, and then so I can watch.
Okay, you just ruined. Okay, he watched season 3 for what? Okay.
I mean, I might go back and
Okay.
watch Attack on Titan, but
You have to.
not right now.
I think I
'cause-
might. I think
You have
that
to.
might be-
Eventually. I'm not gonna like.
Might be interesting.
Not gonna.
I mean,
get
not
people to
this season for
get
sure.
out of
because
this.
season is so stacked that like I won't
What?
have much
It's
time.
one of the reasons it's stacked is because of Attack on whatever. We're not gonna
No.
get into
But even without Attack on Titan, like the amount of
What
shows
else?
that like top tier shows that are getting sequels is really insane. Right.
All right, yeah. You want to run down those real fast for us?
Okay, so I'll go through all of the ones that are getting sequels, and then like personally, I'm not going to be watching every single one, but of course, Attack on Titan, as we mentioned earlier, Promised Neverland season 2 has been really hyped. It's actually right now on Mal with the second after Attack on Titan. But yeah, that's been really hyped. I'm going to be watching that. Dr. Stone is getting a sequel. I'm not super high on Dr. Stone, but I think a lot of people are excited for it.
Yeah, I read the manga for that. It's pretty good. I read the manga for all of Promised Neverland as well. That's going to be good. Not Attack on
Slime.
Titan level, so
Slime.
I don't care about Slime.
I got transported to another world and became a Slimer. I don't know what the English title, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
the
Wait,
second
did you
season
watch
of that.
Slime?
What?
Did you watch Slime?
Yeah. I watched first season. I've also read the manga, so I think it's pretty good. Like a relatively high tier isekai. Not the show that I'm most excited for, but I'll probably watch it. ReZero Part 2 of
Yep.
Season 2. I'm super excited for that. That's probably my second favorite or second most hyped show coming into the season. Gotobu no Hanayome, or like the quintessential quintuplets.
Yeah.
Season 2 also coming out.
Wait,
really
you didn't
good.
read all the manga for that yet?
Wait, what?
Did you not read the manga for that?
No, I read it. I've already read it, but
but you're gonna watch it anyway?
Mentioning all the sequels that people would be excited
right.
for, and then Beastar season 2. I haven't watched it, but a lot of people are excited for it.
Oh,
I need to get around to
Beastar.
that. Yeah, I need to watch Beastars.
Yeah,
gotta
and
read
then Cells Working or whatever.
Cells at Work. Yeah.
Cells at Work. Is that what
Hataraku
the English title
Saibo,
is?
Yeah,
Hataraku
Hataraku
Saibo. A lot of people are excited for that. I'm not so much, but yeah.
I want to see the memes. That's all I care about. For that show.
Of course, my personal favorite show, or the one I'm looking forward to the most for this season, Log Horizon season 3.
Oh wait, is that the season? Shit.
I mean, we'll see how good it is, but I'm excited. So yeah, and then of course, like, I mean, there's still a few other shows that are not sequels. Okay, there's a few other sequels that I'm not going to mention because they're not as big. But then, like, if there's like including the non-sequels, there's also quite a few big shows that are worth mentioning in my opinion, like Horimiya, which just aired. I watched the first episode, which was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was like the best thing I've ever watched, but
I mean, Attack on Titan exists. I'm kidding. I'm just gonna keep stringing it back to Attack on Titan until you finally watch the damn thing.
but yeah, and then there's also Mushoku Tensei.
I read some of the manga for that. Yeah,
I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but this is
I have. Yeah, I read a
probably
little
one
bit
of
of
the
it.
best isekais out there. Like, period.
It's a little. The concept is a little creepy, but I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever.
I think it's about like the best that you can do with like traditional isekai. Like
ReZero, but okay.
ReZero is not traditional though. Like it takes a lot of steps away from traditional isekai. Or when I say sorry, I shouldn't phrase it like that. Not like traditional isekai, like bare bones isekai where it doesn't like do anything like different from like the normal formula. I guess I should say. Like Mushoku Tensei is like basically there isn't anything like special about it, I guess, other than it's like, but it's just like really well executed. Is how.
So the protagonist has lived an entire another life, and it's kind of creepy when he, whatever. We'll get to that in another episode, I think.
Well, I mean that's how like most isekais are anyway. Like somebody dies and then they get reincarnated, right?
I don't mean that aspect, but we could say that for another episode. But yeah, I guess Tiger doesn't really give a shit, right? But for me, definitely Attack on Titan. Number 2 is also Attack on Titan. Number 3 is also Attack on Titan because you guys are not prepared.
Wait, what the fuck?
But
that's not how we're ranking.
Other shows that I give a shit about, probably Log Horizon, and that's the only one that I haven't. Like, I don't know what's going to happen because I haven't read the novels, or I don't know if Log Horizon has a manga.
Okay, ReZero, you read the novels?
Okay, I should show you. I
have to use the restroom. Huh?
Okay, yeah.
I can't hear you now, but okay, bye.
That's fine, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, that too. Log Horizon and ReZero are the ones that I don't know what's going to happen. The other shows, I've already read the manga.
Slime too? Wait, because...
I don't care about that one. Like,
okay.
At all. Like, I'm not going to read it or watch it, or it's not really my thing. I don't think. But what was it? Promised Neverland and Dr. Stone and Quintessential Quintuplets. I've all read the manga for.
Yeah.
So I don't really. I'll probably go like maybe watch a few like the important clips, if like you know, if it gets recommended to me on the YouTubes, right? Always look around the YouTubes, but I won't be actively seeking those things out. Speaking of which, super hype episode of Attack on Titan is going to drop today. Damn, I think is Trey the only one who watches that now? You guys suck. You guys should all watch Attack on Titan. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Tiger's probably going to like it, and if Tiger doesn't like it, I'm going to make him like it. We're just going to make him watch it and repeat. Clockwork Orange style, with his eyes taped open until he starts liking it.
In fact.
Exactly. All right.
I mean, well, yeah, but like overall, I think this is, like, no matter, like, if you are an anime fan at all, basically, there's going to be at least a few shows that are like top tier in this season, like without doubt. Like, even if it's okay, like Attack on Titan, of course, but like a lot of these other shows getting sequels, I think, are also considered, like, generally considered like extremely good shows, like, by the general public anyway.
Yeah, and I think for Promised Neverland and Dr. Stone in particular, they kind of ramp up in their intensity and like hypeness as well as their quality. Like the beginnings were strong, definitely, especially in the case of Promised Neverland. Like, but Promised Neverland almost like switches genres a little bit. But
I heard that from one of my friends who knows a lot about anime. He actually said that Promised Neverland season 2 is probably not going to be as good as the first season. He thinks it gets a lot worse, but I'll reserve judgment after I watch it myself.
I like the direction the manga went in. I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why, like, if you're originally on the series for like certain reasons, those reasons may fade away for you, or like the show will kind of move away from those elements. So I can kind of see where he's coming from, but I don't see it that way. Like, I like the direction they took. So yeah.
I'm back.
But
yeah. In time to wrap this up, actually, I want to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen briefly. I watched it. Everybody was hyping it up as like a really big thing. I thought it was pretty typical shonen affair. I guess
I've watched like 7 episodes. No, I think I watched like 8 episodes of it so far. I'm not caught up to the newest stuff, but I think it's just like a slightly better than average, or okay, not better than average. Like I think it's like a pretty good shonen, but like
It's okay, yeah. Like I would put it like below Demon Slayer in my opinion.
I haven't watched Demon Slayer, so I don't
Okay.
really know. But like
I like Demon Slayer a lot, but I would recognize that it's like kind of typical. Like it's not doesn't do anything super new, right?
I would say it's better than Hero Aka, like at least the newer seasons. I think Hero Aka is like past its peak though, so.
Hiroaka just did some pretty crazy shit in the manga, but I know what you mean, like in the anime.
Yeah, at least in the anime, for me, like season 2 was the peak, and then season 3 and 4 have been like pretty downhill. Season 3 and 4 have been pretty downhill.
So I think season 5 was announced already. I don't know what arc that's going to cover, but if it's any of the more recent stuff, then I think it'll pick up some steam again, because Hiroaka does some wild stuff in the manga that I was not expecting.
I guess like my main issue with Hero Aka has like always been I don't like Deku. I think he's just like I don't know. Like in general, I don't like
Typical,
shonen
right?
protagonists, but like
Yeah,
Deku is like
he's super shonen.
yeah, he's just like an extremely shonen protagonist. It's like I have no interest in that, and then like the arcs where they focus less about him and more about like some of the other cast, like the one where like in season 2 they focused a lot on
Todoroki.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
I like that because I think Todoroki is like way more interesting.
Well,
Um,
I don't think it's a spoiler to say later on they focus on some of the villains, and those are some of the more interesting parts of the series as well. I
Yeah.
definitely feel like, what's his name, Horikoshi, has a bit of a...
is that the hand guy?
No, Horikoshi's the name of the author.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like, I think he has how should I say this? Deku feels a little limiting in the way that he's characterized.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think he gets a chance to flex his like writing muscles and like kind of character development stuff with other characters. So
Yeah, I think fundamentally I just actually that's kind of part of why I think Jujutsu Kaisen is a little bit better than some of these other shonens that come out recently for me, because I don't remember the name of the main character, but I think he is more interesting than the traditional shonen protagonist.
I think they try to do that a little bit, but he just turns into the generic protagonist by like the end of, well, I think 13 episodes are out right now, and I think they're taking a break before the second half of the season.
Okay, so I haven't caught up to like I haven't watched the finale of the first arc, I guess, like the first 4. So maybe by the end it changes, but at least so far it's been like a little bit different from just like power friendship kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can feel the direction they're moving away from. I definitely feel the potential in Jujutsu Kaisen. It has a stronger start than Hero Academia, I think, because Hero Academia, the first season, I was kind of iffy on, and then towards the end, I was
I think
a little
the
hyped.
first season was pretty good. For me, it was first season was pretty good. Second season was really good. And then third season was like meh, and then fourth season was like really just like bad.
I thought first season was meh for Hiraka, and the second season was good. Third season, is that the one? I think that's the All Might vs. All for One, right? Like, I like that. And fourth season, I didn't even watch, because by that point, I started reading the manga. So I watched a few, like, important fights and clips, but otherwise I didn't actually watch it.
Fourth season was I heard, like, I think you said, right, that the shit, I don't remember his name, but the crow mask, plague mask guy.
Oh, yeah, Chisaki Kai, he's the...
Yeah, I think you said that it was
yeah.
better in the manga, right, or something? Because
Yeah, like, one of the fights, like, they, like, just straight up didn't animate. They just, like, they put, like, a PowerPoint fucking presentation instead of animating it.
PowerPoint presentation.
I thought that was actually like I heard from people that this was actually supposed to be one of the stronger arcs, but like in the anime, I thought it was just not very good. And then
Yeah.
the
As it
arc
was
right
coming out
after
week
it
to
was
week,
like
too.
the worst arc so far. Like,
Oh, yeah, the gentle guy? I didn't really care
Yeah.
that much for him. I think there's supposed to be some meta kind of deeper implications and stuff, but I didn't really care for them unless they...
even if it
yeah.
was like even the meta part, like I get, but it was still just bad. Like it wasn't like
That
like,
was
you know,
definitely a weak way to end the season, I think, yeah.
okay, for me it was also like if you have a bad arc and then you follow it up with an even worse arc, that just like it just kills like my like impression of the show, right? Like it's okay if you have like a bad arc every once in a while, but like if you have a bad arc, you have to follow it up with something better.
Yeah, Hero Academia is really popular in the American kind of sphere, though. Like, if I ever see like anime t-shirts and stuff, like 5 times out of 10, it's Hero Aka or something Hero Aka related.
I think shonen in general is like the one genre in like that actually has caught like or has become like pretty mainstream in the West, but like other genres are like generally not very popular. Like if you
except Attack on Titan, dude. Attack on Titan breaks all the rules. Dude, you know the first episode of Attack on Titan, like the new season, like crashed. I think was it Funimation servers or something because so many people started watching.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
I mean, I would say Attack on Titan, although is not a shonen, has similar core appeals to shonen, right?
Oh, it's not a shonen?
No.
I thought Attack on Titan was a shonen.
No, it's definitely a seinen. It's more like mature.
Yeah, but it has similar core appeals to shonen.
Like what?
I mean, what's
Like-
a seinen?
like-
I didn't know there was a different thing.
Seinen is basically shonen, but like older and more mature.
Yeah, but like it
what,
had like
sorry?
the fighting scenes and everything, and
Not everything that has fighting scenes is shonen. What?
yeah, but the core appeal of a shonen is about like the fighting scenes.
It's like an action film.
Yeah, it's
or
like an
the
action
anime
film.
world.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. Like
It's your
the action in Attack on Titan is good.
Battle
yes.
of Los Angeleses of of your anime world.
Yeah, but like, okay,
I
like
think it would be about
in
that,
contrast
okay.
to, like, say, you know, like rom-coms or like shoujo or whatever, like where it's more about character interaction and stuff. It's like you don't really get action scenes or whatever. And then like, I think like even in like isekais where like a lot of them have fighting scenes, I think for a lot of people, fighting scenes are not like the core appeal of a lot of isekai.
Okay, I guess. Like, I mean, Attack on Titan's action and animation is definitely one of its strengths, so I can see what you mean. I don't know if I would say, like... I definitely wouldn't categorize it as shonen elements being the popular part of Attack on Titan.
No. But I'm saying
I get what
the
you
core
mean,
parts
yeah.
of... what I'm saying is not that it has shonen elements. It's like the core appeal of shonen and the core appeal of Attack on Titan, and the reason they both are popular in the West is like for a very similar reason, which is like the fighting scenes and like I don't know, kind of like
What...
in your face action style kind of thing.
Like, Attack on Titan is much more gory than a lot of shonens, and, like, that's why I disagree with the categorization, because, like, you know, you have your shonen action scenes, but, like, most of the time, they get busted up, and, like, you know, they have a healer character or whatever, and they're just A-okay the next episode, but, like JoJo does this a lot, right? Like, I all throughout part 3, I'm like, these people have sustained, like, multiple, like, they shouldn't even be able to walk, like, they shouldn't, like, they just heal from this, and they just keep going. It's not even, like, a power, like, later on, it's an ability that they have a character who can heal as part of their ability set to compensate for this, but, like...
Yeah, but people
it's
don't
just-
watch fighting scenes for like the stakes of the fighting scene. They just like
What?
seeing
What?
action.
People don't watch fighting scenes for the stake of the fights. You hear yourself?
Like they don't care if
I
like,
think it's
the-
kind of
the people-
insane that like anime films, or not anime films. The animes have to have to like balance. Like it almost sounds like they're like balancing a video game where like the character has to compensate for like something.
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
Insane.
story mechanics like that are important, right? Like, if you have like if you have a fight and the character like just breaks his arm in 3 places, and then like 2 episodes later he's like, oh yeah, hey guys, I'm fine. Like, you wouldn't be
Yeah, I
taking
mean,
a little out of that.
Like to me, that should be like so obvious that you shouldn't do that because of storytelling, not because of some like weird like power thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No, but what I'm saying is like okay, like
I can launch
yes,
into a whole
I
diatribe
agree
why I
with
think
you,
JoJo's
Skyler, but I'm saying
overrated.
like I think a lot of people don't really care that much. They just want to see like
yeah, they
like,
want to see the cool
action.
fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron fighting titans.
Yeah, but like I part of like Attack on Titan's action is more grounded in the reality that it sets for itself, right? Like
Well, I
that
mean,
compared
whether or
to
not
a
that's
bunch of
true,
other
that
stuff.
it doesn't change like the appeal of the show, right? Like,
That's definitely one of the appeals to me, right? Like,
well,
I
yeah,
could
but the
watch,
appeal
like,
to you is not a popular appeal. That's my point. Like,
oh no,
why I
definitely think it
enjoy
is.
certain things is not why everyone would enjoy certain things.
Yes, but I think I enjoyed the popular thing, in this case being Attack on Titan, not significantly
he's
differently
saying-
from everyone else.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I think you cut out there, so I didn't understand.
right.
I mean,
Whatever,
agree
that's
to
fine.
disagree. It's
It
fine.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
you know,
disagree to disagree here.
for our dear viewers out there, all 12 of you, I noticed we got an extra subscriber. Hello, sir, or ma'am, or whatever you would like to be. Shit. Hope 2020, like that's our 2020 year in review, and this is the first episode of 2021. Although, thanks to I think Tiger, right, whoever's in charge of putting out the episodes, our actual
Yeah, that's me.
last episode of 2020 is not coming out in 2020, unfortunately. But this is
I mean, okay, look, I'll send that to Michael later in the day. Like,
All right.
Give me a few hours.
double episode future. But,
look, Skyler, you're not doing either part of the uploading process. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and you're not even
stop
showing
complaining.
up like half the time. You're just like, nah, I don't feel like doing it.
You don't get to complain. All
I'm
right.
the useless guy over here.
Let's go.
I will always take credit for the fact that this podcast was my idea.